All right.
Are we live?
We're live. Hi,
We're
everyone.
live.
Okay. Probably have to share.
Hello, everyone. So, welcome again to another Stargazing with Capriccioso podcast number 2.4 Cards, Clicks, and Crits. So, we're here with our very super duper awesome guests, Clinty Winty and Kevin. And we'll be your host. We'll be asking some very interesting questions, not just about game dev, but different nerdy hobbies as a whole. And what's it like working in the game dev industry for a decade? And what's it like working in the game dev industry when you first started? So, again, I'm Ruben, and along with me is Dane. So, let's start with intros. So, maybe Clint, you can start, and then Kevin can go after.
Okay. Hi guys. My name's Clint. And hi to everyone in the live. Yeah. My name's Clint. I've been in the industry for like 10 years. I'm mostly as an artist, but not just like doing the art, but also managing artists and like helping out with their work and mentoring them with their skills and stuff like that. And yeah, I don't know if there's anything else. That's is that good, Ruben?
Yes, that's good. That's very good.
Nice to meet you, Clint.
Yes.
Hi everyone. Clint's my boss. If you didn't know, no, it's not. But hi everyone. My name is Kevin. I am the community manager. I've just started in the game dev industry. I started last December, and I am handling 2 games for our company in Gamigo.
Nice to meet you, Kevin.
Nice to meet you.
Awesome. So thank you for that quick overview of what you guys do for the industry. And yeah, we'd love to hear more about like in terms of like the experience and how different it is from Kevin, who just first started recently or earlier this year, I think, in terms of the game dev industry, especially when it's transitioning from working in other industries as well compared to like Clint's experience here for where he's been an artist for nearly 10 years in the game dev industry, more or less. So we'd love to hear more, like especially in Kevin's side. Like what's it like? Like, what was your first year like? And what are you looking forward to the most, especially compared to your other jobs or compared to your past experiences from different industries?
Uh, Kevin, go first, right? That's for Kevin,
No,
right?
you go
Yeah.
first, Mr. Bossman.
No. I think
Uh,
Kevin should go first. Yeah, I think Kevin should go first. I think because I'm gonna assume that most of the people watching here are not in the game dev industry, I guess. So like it's better to like get the perspective of someone who just started, so that yeah, Kevin, I think you should go first. I think it's better.
Okay, I'll go first. Okay, so again, yeah, I started last December just 2025, and it's actually been a great year. I've had, obviously, I've worked before, but like this is working in the game industry or the game development industry is very different. I especially learn like playing games, because I'm also a gamer. I am happier to know like how the process is in games. And since I am the community manager, I get to see both sides of the coin. I can think or I can see like what the devs are doing, how everything is being done. And in Gamigo as well, we do a lot of things. We do the art stuff, we have the devs. So I see everything from this side of the coin. At the same time, as a gamer, I also see like how why things happen because they happen. Like why there are certain decisions. When I was a gamer, you would wonder why these kinds of things happen in your game. But now that I am in the gaming industry, I know that why these things are happening or why certain things need to happen for the game to be balanced, for the game to be funner, or to have it more fun for everyone. It's been a very great experience, and I'm looking forward to like growing in this industry even more. I love talking to people. That's why maybe that's why God put me here and in the community management side of everything. I have handled like the mechanical keyboard group here in Cebu. I'm one of their admins. So I already had like experience with regards to handling these kinds of things. But it is pretty different in the sense that you see like other gamers or other people who are more into the game like you would never imagine, right? Imagine having people who are so devoted that they would take time off, like a week time off, just to play the game, just on release. So it fascinated me so much to the point I'm like, wow, these are the kinds of people that I get to work with on a daily basis. Of course, there are things like there are certain gripes about how people are because of how passionate they are. It you tend to also feel a certain way. They usually tend to feel a certain way with the decisions we have to make in a daily basis. But yeah, so far everything is good. I love my job. I love this journey, and I can't wait to like grow into this more and to experience everything. Unlike my boss here, Mr. Clint, who has been through a lot in the gaming industry. So yeah, see, look at him. He's such a happy man.
Whenever. And we're probably gonna have a lot of questions about community management because that's actually something that we are kind of, I won't say struggling, but learning how to do right now in our studio. So excited to have you here, Kevin.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah.
But maybe you can give your perspective on things as someone who's been working in the industry for quite some time. Actually, he's the founding father of the game industry here in Cebu, guys.
Yeah,
Can we
he
stop
is.
using that? I swear, stop using that.
Founding father.
So
He is
I
the
hate, I
founding
hate,
father.
I hate it.
he's
You
an
know,
absolute
sometimes.
legend. He's an absolute legend.
legend.
So yep. So maybe you can share more about your experience and what's it like hearing from someone like Kevin who's only started working in the game industry for since last December compared to like oh now. Are you jaded, Clint, or are you still happy?
No, 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 no. No, I'm not jaded. Okay, like siguro like reflecting, now you're asking me now, and I'm like reflecting everything, and I'm also looking at things now how like Kevin's like, just started going in it, and just like okay, he's getting exposed to these new things, and then for me like these were things I was exposed to like years ago. Where I'm kind of like thinking now, and like you're asking me, am I jaded about it? No, I'm not jaded about it. Um, to really look at it, right? Like I remember like when Cebu Game Dev just started 2016 here, and like we're trying to push the whole game development agenda here in Cebu. Um, there were there was nothing like there was nothing in the ecosystem, right? And like there was really nothing. Like I can really say like we had to organize meetups, and everyone had to volunteer for these little things, and then there were really no other studios, right? Like Gamigo just started here 2-3 years ago, and that's kind of like a big move like for Cebu to have like a more corporate setup studio. Um, am I jaded about it? No, I'm not jaded. It's actually very exciting because yeah, like things are moving forward, and uh, and it's like more people are getting employed, right? Like we have Chromatica in like in yeah, so like no, I'm not jaded, but I'm very excited about it. And seeing it from the lens of 10 years of progress, but like it's little progress. It's like small things here and there popping up, but overall, I think it's like headed somewhere. Like like it's good. And then you guys are still here. Capri's still here, which is like such a big like. I'm so happy that like people still in Capri, and they're still like working on their project, and they're still sustaining, which is like always the scary thing about like indie dev, like surviving is so
Surviving is very
difficult.
hard.
So yeah, I'm not jaded about it. If anything, I'm really happy to be like to have contributed into the different parts of Cebu as an ecosystem and stuff like that. Regardless if I was super active about it or not. So yeah, it's very fun to watch. I'm excited. Yeah.
Like hearing like Kevin's perspective on like how like yeah, all his life he's been a gamer, and now he's like, oh, this is why this is why this game works this way, and this is why this game works this is why that game works this way. Like it's definitely how I felt when I first started in the industry as well. When like Silla Dane and all the other Capriccioso peeps took me in, like we definitely had the same perspective of like 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 this is really how it works. And I think for me it kind of like it kind of it I think it made me it made me worse in terms of playing video games. Like I tend to overthink things now because of it. So I'm really curious, like especially on Dane's side,
Mhm.
not Clint, but Dane. Like I'm really curious on Dane's side because the your first experience in the game dev industry was with Clint as well.
Yeah.
Like, did you have that same perspective when you first started in your first year of like, yeah, I don't want to say it jaded you when you would play a game, but like, did you go like, oh, this is how these things work, and this is why
Mm.
these game devs put this thing every time you play a game? Did you have that thoughts? Did you have those thoughts?
I guess as a programmer, um, I kind of did like the opposite. Clint started jaded, and then now he's excited. I started, yeah, I started jaded because of programming. When you develop a game, you tend to see all the mechanics the underlying mechanics, and then see how exactly they are done, what kind of hacks or smoke and mirrors that people try to use to hide things, and then once you are aware of that, you tend to see a lot of that popping up everywhere when you're playing the game, which kind of takes away from the fun in it. But eventually, you just realize that it's all smoke and mirrors, and then you just slowly start enjoying the games again, and you stop caring about the specific mechanics that you're trying to do. Uh, but what's different between me 8 years ago and me now is that I've just essentially gained like a new type of appreciation for the mechanics, the art, and how people put the story, mechanics, art, everything together to make an experience, like a full-fledged experience that we enjoy, anyone can enjoy. So yeah.
Mm. Um, that's actually pretty interesting. I'd love to hear more about like I'd love to hear more, especially like people who's I'd love to hear more, especially from people who's actually worked out, who's been in different industries for that long, and then you just suddenly transition into such a, let's say, flexible industry like game dev, where a lot of the things that you think are like, oh, this is a corporate must, is like, oh, it's actually different here in the game dev industry. Kevin, like you've been working in the customer service as a CSR for quite some time. Is that correct? In a BPO, like how is it like? How is that transition where it's like, oh, this is actually how admin stuff works in the game dev industry compared to like coming from just like a BPO. Like how different was it? How was that transition?
Oh, what happened? Oh no, I think Discord died. Anyway, we are oh,
especially with these kinds of passionate gamers who tend to have their own insights about the game more than the average gamer or more than the average person who does play a game. So it really helped. Admin stuff. Well, I've already had the opportunity to handle like a couple of people before and community. So with that plus the training I've had in the BPO industry, it helped me for my role in my role right now. So everything I've learned from my dad, whatever we've done, mostly whatever we've done in our lives are actually interconnected. So at one point you might not think it's relevant. At one point I was like, why did I even start in the BPO industry, or like why did I even work here, but just further down the line, you realize like, oh, okay, that's why I'm here. I'm here. I wouldn't be here right now if I wasn't able to be there or to have that experience. And being more patient, because when you're working in the different people, like random questions that you think you couldn't answer, but you have to, I don't know, put out something from your ass just to answer the question, or whatever. As long as
Yeah.
you can, and as best as you can. And it's also the same thing with, handling a community. I also handle like customer concerns, player concerns. So because of that, and because of the patience that I've gotten throughout the years, I would like to say I'm very patient. So I get to stretch that even further, is even if their concerns are a bit, I don't want to say anything bad, but very annoying. But I get it. I get it. I tend to put myself in their shoes. So I guess that's why it also helps, with that experience. And I really believe that if you would want to be part of the gaming industry, having some kind of customer support uh, job experience or whatever in regards to handling different people really helps you a lot.
Well, I guess that kind of circles back to like I definitely understand because like before Capriccioso, I also worked in a BPO, and funnily enough, I actually took my interview with Capriccioso in my car in the parking lot in Ayala. So like I understand that the transition like from working in that industry where it's kind of like rough, like I think like settling in the game dev industry actually definitely made it easier. But in your experience, Clint, like do you think it's really how beneficial do you think, or do you think it's actually beneficial when it's like you've been in the creative industry all your life and you transition to game dev compared to like you're working as like a corporate. I don't like you're stuck in corporate and you transition to a game dev a game dev role. Like, do you think there's a difference from the workforce that like goes through that, or like someone who's been working, like example like you as an artist, like you've been an artist, you've been an artist ever since you graduated. Have you worked in the game dev industry? Like creative all throughout the time. So you've never really touched a corporate job. Like, how do you think that transition is, and do you see a difference, or do you see a benefit?
I would argue that Gamigo is kind of corporate right now, but yeah, I get what you mean. I mean,
Yeah.
Gamigo is a corporation, but I understand what you mean. So yeah, I'll answer. So like, siguro the main difference that's really observable, right? Like what is so different about the game dev industry is that a lot of the people that apply or work in the game dev industry, like to a certain extent, they want to be in that industry. Like they chose to be in that industry, right? Like you're not gonna find someone who's just like, oh, I just really need a job. I'll just get to this game dev in a company or to this game dev job, right? Like that doesn't happen. And that by itself makes the culture and the foundations and the culture of a company like very different from like I'm just here because I need a job and I need something to fill my income, because that just means everyone in the studio or in the wherever you're working in, like they're generally more passionate for the whatever they are supposed to be working on. So yeah, that changes everything. Like people would just in a normal job you would just like, I just need to get this done, I need my 8 hour shift, and then I will go home and I am done. But like if you're in game dev, it's like you're consistently wanting, very likely to be consistently wanting to be improved at what you're doing, whether it be art or programming, or when you're launching your game and you're looking at how many wish lists you have, you're like, how can I how what can I do, what can I think about to have more wish lists, like there's that, like, because you're passionate about it, you care about it. So yeah, that is the main difference. And yeah, like I guess that's the answer to your question. Like, yeah.
Oh, by the way, I just
Mm.
wanted to acknowledge June's here from Backseat Studios. Hi, June.
Oh,
Hello,
hi,
Say hi
June.
to the.
everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
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 He's the developer of Wisplight, so he might have something to share with us later on as well. So it's cool. Ruben.
Okay, but yeah, that was my take on it.
Mm. Well, that does make sense, and like the I remember like we had this conversation when we were helping out with an event where it's like it's better like it was all we were on the consensus where it's like it's better for people to plan out like the ones who it's better to get volunteers than people to hire for these specific events, especially passion driven events that relate to cosplay or tech or like any nerdy event where it's like it's better to get people who actually volunteer compared to people who we pay because the people that do get paid like they're kind of just there for the paycheck, but then these are the type of events that kind of need us to go above and beyond, if that makes
Mm.
sense. I don't know if you remember that conversation we had in
Yes,
2024.
yes, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
2023,
Like yeah,
2024.
to kind of circle on that side. Like so like I guess on the practicality part of things, I do think like, like it is a job and we do fulfill that job, like there's still that paycheck part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back inherently, we got into game dev because we want there is something about games that we are into, and you wouldn't get into the industry if you were just there for the sole purpose of the paycheck. So yeah.
Hmm. Well, and like speaking of events, like Kevin's no stranger. Like yeah, he's very fresh in the game dev industry, but he's been around events. If you guys attend events often, whether that's about action figures or keyboards, Kevin can probably share a lot of insights, like how different is it like especially when in Cebu, like Cebu, usually the funny thing about niches in Cebu, like they're actually very small. Like everyone just knows everyone.
Yeah.
So like how different is it like especially maybe you could talk about your experience with like planning out or attending events like Keebs, which was back in 2023, or
Yeah.
all the other action figure events that you and I always come across each other with. Like I'd love to hear more about your experience with that and um yeah, and what's it like trying to collate this very small community and grow it, especially here in Cebu.
I have more experience with the mechanical keyboard side because in the the figures and stuff and for toy photography I usually join because I'm a toy photographer and I do compete for in Toficon, but I was not able to
Yeah.
compete last year because they made me a judge. They wouldn't let me compete.
Oh, damn.
So they they would
You
Too
didn't vote for me.
powerful.
I lost. You
He's
didn't
too
vote
no
for me.
powerful.
no. But yeah, so they made me a judge, and I did do a small workshop for toy photography, which is really cool. It's an experience I would happily do again. It was really fun. But yeah, for mechanical keyboards, planning out things and gathering people. It at first when I did come in with the mod team at first, it was what 2021, 2021, 2022. The hardest thing at that time was COVID. So, and our niche, the mechanical keyboard niche, you need people to come in and talk about their keyboards, touch the keyboards, click on their keyboards and stuff. So it was hard in the sense that you had to prepare like yeah, we had to make sure like everyone was vaccinated and stuff like that. For Keeps, it became a bit easier but also harder because since we were partnered with Ayala at that time, we needed to have people come in for 3 days, which is a bit hard. Usually our meetups are like half a day. The only other meetup that I was able to join that was very big is called TGL. It's in Manila. It was for 3 years, and it ended. The last time we had TGL was 2024, and that was the last one. And we haven't had the chance to do it again last year or this year. I'm not sure with this year, but Keeps is also coming back this year. We'll have it around September. We're talking to the people in Ayala Central Block, so we're gonna have that meetup there. It's it's really fun. Have putting things together is actually really fun. The hard part is getting people to attend, especially your own community, especially if the keyboards right now are they're still there, but there's nothing really new about it. That's why I also haven't made any content about it. The only thing I can share about new stuff about keyboards is, the Wooting, the HE keyboards right now. There's a there's a PCB that can be switched from an HE keyboard to a normal mechanical keyboard. So that's the one thing that's really cool now. I don't know the rest or the other stuff is, but that's why we're gonna have meetups. We're going to plan meetups. We're gonna have a meetup next week, small meetup, to talk about keyboards and see where everyone's at with their journey. And in the end of the day, most of these meetups are there for everyone to talk about their passion about the thing that they're doing, and at the same time to share what things they've been doing, especially since, as you said, most of the niches that we have, especially in Cebu, are so small that you know everyone. So they're
Yeah.
kind of like your barcadas and they're your friends. And from there, it starts off as you meet up, you become friends, then you become barcada. You talk about the stuff that you do. That's like how me and Clint met because of Flesh and Blood, and he's my boss in Flesh and Blood. He's really good. He's also, but yeah, no.
Okay. Well, sorry, go Clint. Do you want to say something?
Oh no, no. I mean, yeah, we can talk about the hobby stuff when we get there. But yeah, that's a whole different thing. That's a whole different topic
It's a
when we
whole
get there.
different ball game. But I'm really curious, Kevin. Like, you did mention that like, oh, it's kind of hard to make content now, especially for your niche, because like, okay, like it's keyboards and there, and like sometimes it could get like, especially as a content creator myself, like for different clients and for even for Capriccioso, like sometimes it kind of feels like, oh, like it's getting kind of repetitive, but how, like you've been doing content for quite some time. So like at some point, at what point did you realize like, okay, this is getting kind of this is kind of getting repetitive. Should I switch it up, or maybe I should take a break? Like at what point as a content creator do you think about that, Namorag? This is kind of repetitive. I don't know what else to do. Like, is that what you call? Is that a burnout, or what do you call that when you feel that way with your,
I
especially with
think
your content?
I think it is kind of like a burnout because, for my case, I was doing mechanical keyboards, just mechanical keyboards. Initially, my channel was called Zach Lane Records because, as you see, that's my in-game name. Then I added the records, just I don't know, it sounded cool at that time. Then I just did mechanical keyboards. Um, Early last year, 2025, around January, actually December of 2024 to January to February, me and my wife were talking and we were like, I think it's time for us to, spread out and say and like change up everything. And I think it's also because I was really getting burnt out. It's the same thing. I mean, as much as I love mechanical keyboards, it's the same thing. It's just the switch, it's the keycaps, it's how you present it, it's how good it sounds, blah 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 blah, whatever. But in the way I do my content, since I do more budget related stuff, so it's very niche down. So it's already a niche of a niche, and it goes down to a niche. So and whenever I would try to make other content like higher priced keyboards like the Wooting, I did one for the Wooting. It wasn't viewed as much compared to a keyboard that was for sale for like what 2,000, 3,000 pesos. So yeah, from there it started off to like I'm getting tired. Like I'm doing my best to produce like higher quality videos. Every new video I try something new. I make sure that it's as high quality as I can produce it. And I even opened the website so that
Yeah.
people in with the rebrand, which is now Kevin Tech, for people to have access to all tech stuff. Then it started from, yeah, okay, I did unboxing. Yeah, I unboxed this microphone and I did this one for headset. But why am I kidding myself? I don't even know a lot about headsets or about microphones, so I couldn't like I couldn't do anything to like add anything. I don't know what to say that would not have been said by someone else. So started from there. I'm like, what, I should chill. I should relax from here on.
I,
So I
I,
don't
I
want to do.
I really like how like conscious like You're very like conscious of that with the type of content you make. Like you're not putting out content just for the sake of content. Like I really like because you know I've noticed that a lot of content creators tend to fall in that rabbit hole of like
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm talking about. I just this is what's trendy now, so I'll just do
I
it.
don't. I don't like doing that. I try to be as authentic as I can. So whenever I do something, I'm just not negative. So whenever I would review something, even if it's not good, I would never say, "Ah, yeah, this keyboard sucks." I would never say that. I will always say, "Yeah, it's not my cup of tea. Maybe for the price, you can get something else." Blah 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 blah. Because I think there's something for everyone. So even if you don't like it, it doesn't mean someone else wouldn't like it. Same thing with all the content I try to do. Why would I force myself to talk about like this mouse if I don't use the mouse? That's how I always looked at my content. Even when I do like photography stuff, if I really don't like doing this kind of shot, my shot will really suck. So I don't know what to I don't know how to change that. I don't know if it's being OC or being very passionate about something, but I don't know. That's just how I've been operating and stuff.
And I think you know, like content creation is still an art form, and I think like that feeling of the pressure of feeling like, hey, like I should put this out because it's popular, or I should like make a fan art of this person because it's popular. Like I think it goes all it goes through like it's for every type of art, right? And then like circling back to like someone like Clint, who's like very into pop culture, very into DC Comics, like as an artist, Clint, like you know I know that you have your page too, but then it's not active right now.
Yeah.
But like as an artist, Clint, especially like when you're in the first couple of years that you've been doing this professionally, and then like you're trying to start your own thing, at some point, like, did you feel that way too, where it's like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I even doing this? Like, I don't even like this character, or am I just drawing this person because he's popular? Like stuff like that. Did you ever feel that way? And at some point, did you have to like lean back and go like, okay, let's chillax for a bit?
Okay. So I have an answer for that. But before I'll just say hi to everyone. I think the Gamigo people they're all viewing it. So like yeah, shout out to everyone in the
Oh wow!
Gamigo.
Hi
Hello, shout out
everyone.
to Migo
Yeah, yeah.
people. We love
Wait, let me
you.
check. Let me check who's watching. It's Keith, Gian, Andre,
Also Laura.
Sujan, Miguel
Hi
also. Yeah.
Laura. My wife's also watching. Hi love.
Okay, yeah.
Hello.
So, yeah. I'll just say hi to them. So hello everyone. But okay, let's let me answer your question. So so I think like if I had a page, well, I do have a page, but if I had a page, the purpose of this page would be to like I don't know somehow monetize it. Like somehow it would like find a way to a point where it is self-sustaining and monetizable. But the big problem is that I'm like super hipster and I hate everything that is mainstream. And for things to be sellable, it needs to be mainstream. And Kevin knows that. Like I didn't.
He's the hater. He's the
I'm
biggest
yeah.
hater.
I'm a hater. Like I hate things that are super popular. Like if I were to play TCGs, I would not play Magic because everyone plays Magic. I would find something that's like the second best or whatever, the second most popular. So
Oh my God. This
yeah, yeah, I'm
guy.
that guy. Like
You should listen to
I
him
don't know.
during our lunch conversations. This is like
He's
the
you know
longest
he's
one
not like
hour
other
lunch every
guys.
day.
He's not like other guys, Kevin.
He's a special kind of guy. I know.
Because I'm a
Snowflake.
yeah, but yeah, I'm not so there to answer your question like with like my page and stuff like I never make anything because it's popular and I would never ever like I wouldn't even not even acknowledge that I like I would like I can even like something but because I know it's popular I'm just gonna say yeah I don't really like it even though I deep down I like it like I'm just
Shut
like
up, Clint.
yeah but
But
yeah
Clint,
I never
how do you separate that when you're like doing work for a client, right? Like,
um
like how do you separate that like from if you're doing work for a client, like what if the client goes like, hey, like I kind of want you to follow this design because it's popular now. So
yeah
like, what are you gonna
that's
do?
that's a different topic altogether because the client is paying me, so I'm like detached from like yeah, from right. So like
Can you separate it though, or like what if you're also subconsciously like conscious and like, oh my goodness, I can't make it too mainstream, or like
I
something.
have I have learned I have learned to just like if it's work, I have learned to, you know, like put things where they are mentally. So
Mm.
yeah, and I guess like when it comes to like my page, it's very personal. My fan art for like Flesh and Blood, they're all very personal. So they mean things to me. That's why I'm able to make them. But like for like stuff for like work, it's really just like I'm being paid to do that, so I will just finish it and then give it to you. And if this is because it's what you want and you're happy, then I'm happy. Yeah,
Actually,
that's
we did. I did get a chance to like look through your page, and like we did compile a bit of a thing. I'd love to see. I'd love to see. I'd love to hear like coming from you yourself. Like, well, what mindset were you in when you made these things, right? Like I scrolled down and I did a bit of stalking, and I'd love to hear more about your happy 2010 demon lady on the left, right
oh
over
oh
there.
okay. So well, not super, but like I guess when it comes to like my older work, like when I was like in high school, I was in like a very holy school, and they were like kind of like enforcing the idea of like I don't know being a good boy, and I think that's where
That's
my
why you want
fascination.
to way. See,
Yeah,
oh, so
that's where my
it's
fascination of demons start began. And like I think symbolically though, like symbolically, like I've always believed that horns represent like rebellion and freedom and all that. So I've always liked demons and yeah, and like I just like scaring my teachers and like you know scaring my religion teacher. Like I have so many demons on my notebooks. Like you know, it's so fun.
you know what? You know what? You know what? Let's scratch that. Here's another topic. Who's the Kevin? Who's the who's the worst Robin and why is it
Oh my
Damian
God,
Wayne?
I
No,
was about to
really?
mention it. I was about to talk about
Who's
it
the worst Robin and why is it Damian Wayne? Huh?
What
because
the?
Damian Wayne sucks and Clint likes him. I don't know why.
I
No,
know.
no, no,
I
It's
no.
Dick Grayson. What the
geez,
hell?
this
It's
guy.
always Nightwing. Nightwing is the answer. Always.
Exactly.
He's the
Exactly.
best Robin.
Jeez.
See, you guys
Damian
are
Wayne
mainstream.
sucks.
You know, you guys
What's
are
not
sheep.
mainstream?
You guys are.
You're sheep.
Hey, why is that there?
This
You're the one who's
this
talking about
guy.
liking demons and horns, but you're the one who's making, oh no, I'm Prism, I'm an angel guy. Whatever, Clint.
But
This
yeah,
guy.
I think Robin's the best. I mean, Damien Wayne's the best Robin. And
Ruben's the one
No,
controlling
he's
that, by
not.
the way. That's not me.
Look at that, Clint. It's you there.
it's, I know I'm so cool. Like I swear. But yeah,
Yes.
the just for the record, so I do have like a fan art of Damian Wayne. Like it's an original design, like the one
Oh.
there that you guys that Ruben there. It's an original design for a suit. I really wanted to make a second suit, and I was like gonna budget some amount of money to make a second suit, but
Yeah.
like I just got tired and I gave up. But yeah, I was on the road to making like a second suit that I really
Mm.
wanted to like, and I wanted to display it, you know, with the whole mannequin thing. Like, I never did it.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, Damon Wayne sucks, so it's okay. Continue doing that.
It's okay. Well, I'm pretty sure like when the next movie comes out, he's gonna be mainstream, and then after he's probably gonna choose Tim Drake now. He's not gonna be Damian Wayne anymore. He's gonna go with Tim Drake once
No,
that
no, no.
Raven
But
the
like,
Bold movie comes out.
people don't like Damien. I don't know why. Like, they don't like him because he's such a
You
bitch and
don't know
he's
why?
spoiled. Like, I don't get it. Like, why? It's like,
Shut up, Clint. Now I hate
it's-
you now.
yeah.
Jesus.
So well, maybe Clint, I'm actually kind of curious because like I see your page often in my suggestions for some reason, and this is your profile. Why is it? Explain your profile picture,
Um,
Clint. Why is this a furry or no? It's not.
No.
It's not a furry, right? No, it's not.
I don't actually know. Um, I had this phase in my life where I wanted to be a bad boy. And then I was like, I'm gonna be a good boy. so I made everything pink.
What the
And
Oh yeah, I
like,
remember.
I don't know.
Are we looking up his
There's,
past now? But I remember Hard
what's
Hennessy.
happening?
I really don't
Ruben,
know.
Ruben, have you
Um,
heard about Hard Hennessy?
yeah, yeah. Wait, wait, wait. Let me explain. So my page used to be called Hard Hennessy, like Hard Hennessy, because Clint Hennessy, and I was like, it used to be Hard Hennessy, and then I was like, I like Hard Hennessy because it kind of sounds like porny, but like I wanted to use the pink so that it's like, there's like this contrast in personality. And then I started working in Pixel Mafia, and I was new there, and I was trying to be quiet and like and then I added everyone on Steam, and then my Steam was Hard Hennessy. I knew everyone was gonna make fun of me. But like, what is Hard Hennessy? Like, what are you trying to say? Who is Hard Hennessy? So I got conscious and I panicked and I just named it Clinty Winty. And then Clinty Winty became my new name. And I liked it. And it stuck with me.
Yeah.
So that's
Origin
where
story.
Clinty
We're
Winty
happy
came
for
from.
you for changing it to the right one.
But yeah, that's how Clinty Winty came. And there's no
Mm.
much story to it. I just like think. Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess it's one of those cases where it's like, oh, it's not that deep. You were just panicking. You're in your edgelord era, I guess. So
Edge Lord.
I mean, yeah, I guess you're a hardcore edgelord. So you did send me a new set of your new artwork. Like I'd love for you to run down the new stuff that you've been doing. You know.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sure.
Okay.
These are pretty new. And remember what I kind of talked about when like first we have to make the content that we're making genuine. So something where I personally have investment on. And then the second condition was it needs to be monetizable or it needs to somehow reach to a point where you can monetize it in some way or another. So Flesh and Blood, like the TCG that I'm currently playing, that's how I met Kevin. It's a very niche audience, but the niche audience is very, very committed. I don't want to go too much into the game, but it's a very, very niche audience, and these are actually sleeve designs. So like how we have card sleeves, and then we sleeve
Mm,
our cards in our card sleeves,
yeah.
and these are sleeve designs that I'm making that I've already monetized. So I just started, right? So it's just I think I started like 2-3 months ago, and like I have earned some form of income from it. Like it was a test project and it succeeded. So yeah, like people actually pay for for these things,
Oh
and
wow.
it's just like yeah. So like it's a step to that. Like I'm still discovering that side of like
Mm,
my art side because I used to be like pretty shy with like trying to monetize my work. Yeah, that's
mm.
the story behind it.
Well, well, like you've had experience. Someone said boothing, right? Like you
Mm.
print your art and then sell it. Like, have you always been anxious about that, or like, because like when you had your own booth in Archon 2024, like you didn't seem
Yeah.
anxious so,
Um,
about that.
I yeah, like it's kind of a different story, but I did it to try it out and like see how it feels
Mm,
like to be a vendor. But
mm,
like I enjoyed like meeting the people. I enjoyed the boothing part of like being around other artists. I think it was very exhausting. Like Friday,
mm,
Saturday, Sunday, you go there to Ingress, and then it's like this whole like I don't know long thing, and then you have to be on your booth. Yeah, it was like I was fine with it, but it wasn't for me long term. And you do it once, and then if you want to do the next one, you have to make new set of artwork for the preceding one. So you're kind of like always having to make something new. And for you to make money out of it, you have to make something mainstream. Like everyone was like, "Oh, KDA is the new thing," and then everyone has to make KDA artwork.
Oh
And this
yeah.
is like for the con that's gonna happen 2 to 3 months from. I'm like, I don't even care about like whatever it is that like people are making new artwork for. So like yeah, that was difficult for me to maintain, not sustainable. So I was like, it's not for me.
Nika said that's why she did it just once. Because it's
Yeah,
always
I did
changing.
it like twice, and then on the third time, I did it. I like left my booth. Like I was just walking around.
Oh damn.
I feel terrible. Yeah.
Isn't that pretty similar to how we feel with going to conventions or bringing Haphazard Angel to conventions, Ruben?
yeah,
It's the
it's
first
like
time. It was fun. We got people to play like see people play and have fun with the game is pretty fun. It's always interesting to see. But then the um, next conventions, the same people play, and then we already know their reactions, and then maybe they look for new things. But at the same time, for the game, it's not really like as chasing as the art side. Um, but yeah, it's tiring. You don't get to enjoy the convention because you have to really
It's
look at your
work.
booth. It's work.
It's work.
It's
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, I really don't know how like Kevin does it. Like, he's usually a rock star at these conventions,
Yeah.
judging and stuff, winning them,
The order.
the toy photography stuff. I'm not even kidding. Like, I don't know how these people, I don't know how people generally seem like, especially when you have your own booth or like you're onto something in that convention. Like, the pressure's always there.
Hmm.
So like,
And sometimes it's really fun though. Like, cause I remember our connect. That was super fun.
Yeah. 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 That was fun. That was fun.
I want to
Like
do that again someday.
it's yeah, I think it really depends because there's just like so much factors that go on into a con. But Siguro 70 to 80% of the time, like if you're there for like work, like if you're there to booth, if you're there to whatever it is, you're there for that work. And if you're there as a con goer, like there's no pressure. You can go there, you can leave what you want, hang out with your friends, meet the people. Fine. That's how I feel also with cosplay. Like I tried the whole cosplay thing, just try, and then it's the same thing. It's like on the next time like everyone's gonna have new costumes, and then you're like, do I have to make a new one? Am I gonna show up with the exact same one? Like it's exhausting. Yeah.
mm, mm. Is the pressure there in your hobbies, Kevin, where it's like, oh, I have to get the latest this or I have to get the latest that? Because like, well, we share one of the same hobbies, which is like action
Figures.
figure collections and
Figures.
photography. Yeah,
Yeah.
and sometimes like I do feel like like I guess that's like FOMO. Like when there's a new PO, and like, oh my
Yeah.
goodness, like I want this, but then when you like the journey is more fun than the end, where it's like more fun to wait for the PO to arrive than
Oh, it's
than
never
to
Yeah.
actually
ending.
receive the figure. So
Yeah.
do you ever feel that pressure, Kevin, like with all your other hobbies, considering that, you get into hobbies that are a bit pricey? Like, have you ever felt that pressure? It was like, oh, I need to have the new thing, especially when you were still, consistently creating your content. Like, did you feel the need to buy these things just so you can make content out of it? Like, even though it is your hobby, is like keyboards.
Mm.
Um, for mechanical keyboards, I'm very blessed because I was earlier in my content creation thing journey. I started getting keyboards for free, so it wasn't really something that I was chasing, other than getting keycap sets because I like how keycap sets look. The really high end keycap sets looks really good, but I wasn't really like I never really had FOMO with regards to that. It was mostly with figures, especially when I first started doing toy photography. It was when X-Men '97 came out. So I'm like, shit, I need to get all the X-Men figures. And it was the peak of X-Men, so it was very expensive.
Oh shit.
Not, I
Oh,
mean, it's still expensive now, but I didn't even finish it. I still lack Psylocke because I just couldn't. I couldn't finish it. It was too expensive. Um, yes, I do feel like, oh shit, I need to get this, but I don't know. It's also because I try my best, or I would like to think I'm disciplined with my money, or I try to be. Except for Flesh and Blood, that's a different story. But like, because in card games you have to have like the latest stuff, right? So that your cards are up to date and everything. Especially with the me and Clint compete. We just came from nationals actually, so
Oh damn.
we had to like really compete, and we have to have the best cards, or the best cards for a deck. But for every other hobby I've had, not really, because again, I have my wife who's also very helpful with regards to how I spend money. So she helps me a lot too. Because if she wasn't there, I don't know. I probably have like, because you can't see it right now because it's really dark, but all my figures are right there, and I don't want
mm.
to add any more.
Have you recently are you watching season 2 right now of X-Men
Yes, but
97?
yeah, I stopped with them with Wolverine's episode.
Okay,
So
okay. Let's
I'm
just keep it
probably
that.
going to.
I'm still waiting for the
Yeah,
entire season to finish. Okay, so
exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. I'm not gonna continue. I need to have this done, like the whole season done, so that I can rewatch from season one all the way to season two.
Mm. Well, I'm actually genuinely surprised, Kevin, because like when we first met, I don't know if you remember, but I've always had the impression that you're a very crafty person. So like when you get into a hobby, you just don't want to buy it and then collect it.
Yeah,
Like you wanna
customize it as
fidget
well.
with it, you wanna customize, um, and that goes along from like keyboards to your action figures. But like like stuff like board games or like card games like Flesh and Blood. How do you how do you become crafty when 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 you're doing those things? It's not like you can customize the cards or like do like change something. So I'd like to know like have you ever tried to do something with that? Because like
Um,
I've always known you as a very crafty person. So
yeah, I actually like customizing stuff. That's why I got into keyboards because I'll just show this example. This is a customized keycap set. So it's an artwork my friend made. Shout out to Zam. He goes by Wide Grin. He made this art, and I made this for into a keycap set. So the I love doing customizations. I like having my stuff or like mostly my stuff one of one as much as possible. So when it came to fab, so since I was already doing toy photography, I started doing tokens, and that's when I told my wife, "Love, I think we should buy a printer and maybe a laminator, because I'll sell tokens." And that was last year, and I never sold tokens, but I was able to make tokens, which was fun, and I got to understand how cards were made too. I mean, to an extent, because the cards that from a laminator, it's very different from the cards that we have, the actual cards that we have, but it was close enough. And yeah, so through toy photography, I was able to make tokens. So like in Fab, there are many tokens like gold tokens and frostbite tokens. So I use those stuff just to make it, personal to me. So I also have a friend who's also part of Gamigo, Roy, who made a gold token for me, and because of Clint, I was able to have it printed. It's now in the sleeve, and it's still on the way here from Manila. So I'm excited to use that because
Yeah.
again, I love customization. So this is like one thing I can like show around, and people will be like, "Oh, where'd you get that?" "Oh yeah, my friend did that for me." Because my other friend named Clinty Winty won't do any art for me. See, look at him.
yeah,
But
guys,
yeah,
he does commissions for free. So make sure to flood his DMs after this call. It's all free. You know why? Because paying for something is mainstream. So he does it for free. To stick it to the man. But and I get this goes for everyone with a hobby, and like everyone from Capriccioso. If you guys are feel free to share your perspective on this. But have you ever guys like are you guys the type of like hobbyist where it's like you're very conscious of its value, of its market value, or are you like I like it, I'm gonna use it, I don't care what happens to it as long as I get to use it and enjoy it. Because like especially in the action figure scene, like there's the mint inside box guy and there's the I wanna
yeah.
rip out the and then display it. And I'm sure it goes along for all the other hobbies, even card games. Like have you guys ever considered getting into like turning this into something where as an investment or like just keep it as is as like something that I can like switch on and then play?
I
And
think
this is
I
for
remember we
anyone.
had like a similar conversation before. I think with Ayin and Hale, was it? We were
Yeah.
talking about um, what it feels like to turn your hobby eventually into something that's marketable, and where the burnout creeps in when you start doing that. I think we also had this conversation where where if you have to draw a line somewhere between something that you want to really just keep doing as a hobby versus something that you want to start as a hobby and eventually turn into something that's monetizable. Because if your boundaries are murky between the two, then it will just cause you to get burnt out even doing the things that you thought you wanted to do.
Yeah.
I think that's
Mm,
my
To
views
kind
on
of
that.
like add that, I just came from PGDX and like I had a 1 hour kind of like talk, and it was mostly targeted to artists. Um, and yeah, that was basically my topic was about that more or less. Like, um, it was just preparing artists mentally, but like when it becomes not a hobby anymore, because we grew up drawing as a hobby, and when it's not a hobby anymore, then it's not a hobby anymore, and you need to like accept that. There was this guy. He was like, "Oh, I make videos, and and like I've been working as a video editor for 3 years, and like the videos they want me to edit are so uninspiring, and I don't even know if I still want to continue video editing."
Yeah.
He was like, "What should I do?" And I was like, I was like, he was like, "Do you just accept that it's work?" And I was like, "Yeah, like the sooner that you accept that it's work, the less painful it will be. Like it's
True.
really hard, like because I think there are people who are in that transitioning phase, and like there's this like it's like, is this still even like passionate work, right? Yeah. So like, and it's not a bad thing. I think why I'm in the industry even after for like 10 years is like accepting that it is what it is that way, and it is not a bad thing. Because like we still have us as artists still have to be thankful that we are able to use our skill to like buy food or buy whatever we want. That's not something everyone can do.
Mm.
So there's like you can like balance it out. You accept it for what it is, but you also respect it for what it is. So yeah,
mm.
that's my take on it.
What is your take, Kevin? Especially from someone whose hobby does have a lot of rare stuff. It's
Mm.
very tempting to sell that Doctor Doom for 5,000 pesos after that trailer came out. So
Yeah.
like, what is your take on what is your take on like making sure that like you separate the hobby from making money out of it and like avoiding burnout because of it.
Well, to be honest, it was hard at first because when I initially started doing like collecting again, I collected Funko Pops, and I know people would probably judge me, especially those who really hate Funko Pops. But I like the Funko Pop set of Big Bang Theory. So I have it. I still have it with me, but it's kind of sad because I'm not able to open it because if you open it, the Funko Pops usually go down in value. So that's when I realized when I was doing like toy photography and I started collecting action figures. I'm like, you know what? I could care less about the value. I just want to have fun, have learn how to like make the shot as close to real as possible. That was my
Mm.
challenge to myself. Whenever I would do toy photography, my style of photography is hyper realism. So as much as possible, these toys or these figures, I try to make them as as real as possible. And you can only do that if you open your toys. And if you
Oh
leave it
yeah.
closed and leave it sealed, you're not able to do any of that. Trust me, because I do that as well. For cards, I did play Magic before, and yes, I in the end, before I quit playing Magic in like 2017, 2018, like fully, I sold everything. I got to enjoy it. So from hobby to to having the thing monetized was something I think we all want to have. That's how I did my content creation because since I do like keyboards, the first video I ever did, and my wife knows this and she laughs about it now. I was telling her, "Love, I need to buy this keyboard because I'm going to do a video about it." And she's like, "Okay." And that was the biggest lie I've ever told my wife. So
Mm.
after that, I kept buying like a few more keyboards until someone said, "Ah, okay, this guy can do video." So they started giving me keyboards. But yeah, that was the biggest thing I did to to fund my hobby at that time.
Mm. I
And
see.
it worked out and I'm happy that I was able to do that. But yeah, it's very hard, especially if you're looking into it like into a financial aspect, into everything you do. It's hard when you can't enjoy it. So, my tip is to really enjoy. If you're in it just for the money, then you rather just work. Just
Yes.
do stocks or do whatever else.
Just work.
If you want to enjoy the thing that you want to the thing that you're buying, then just enjoy it. Life's too short. And believe me, like you can just die today and you won't be able to see the figures that you have. and I still look at my Funko Pops every day. Just don't want to open it. So everything else, like, yeah, I I think you should just enjoy whatever hobby you're in. Look at Clint; he's very happy. He's just enjoying his Prism life.
No,
But you know, like
we're
yeah,
just
Clint,
chatting
I
about.
got Clint.
Clint's blowing up the chat.
No, because like we're talking about mechanical keyboards, and then Ash was like, I don't understand mechanical keyboards. Like me also, like I think they're just really noisy and like it's so impractical to like replace different key slots, and then you like buy new ones and they're expensive. I don't get it, but you guys do you.
One, I offered you one. I wanted to give
Yeah,
you one, but
yeah.
you never. And you said, "Oh, why would I need that?" And I let you use my keyboard for like a good week. And you're like, "Oh yeah, it's a keyboard. It types." I'm like, "Okay, you don't see it. You suck."
Yeah, I'm sorry. But that was like my first week work like Kevin's first month was him trying to like persuade me that mechanical keyboards were I don't know, were something. I didn't get it.
Well, how do you guys even have time for your hobbies? You know, especially Kevin. Like, Kev, you're into a lot of things. How do you have time for each, man? Like, and these are not like cheap hobbies, and these take time. Like, take your time. These take your money. How do you balance everything? And you have a wife, so how do you hide all your packages too? I gotta know.
Ha. That's the
So,
that's the technique. You have to make sure your wife knows everything. Peaceful that way. Seriously, but you just have to like balance it out. I don't know. Um, yes, I have so many hobbies, but since I came into Flesh and Blood, and I haven't done like a lot of other shit. Because Flesh and Blood really takes your time because it teaches you a lot, and you need to learn a lot to be at least decent with the game. I can probably say I'm okay to play the game. I'm not like Clint, but I can play the game, but it takes a lot of time. So that's one reason like I dropped all my other hobbies. I still take time to do toy photography because it's one thing that I can't really let go. That's probably why I also gave up on content creation because why waste my time in like something that I still want to enjoy it. I have a video plan to do. I already have a video I plan to do because of how inspired I was from Clint because he
Yeah.
was doing like doing drawings again. I'm like, you know what, Clint, I'll do reviews again just because of
oh,
how amazing of a human you are.
Shut up, shut up.
Clint's very inspiring.
Yeah,
he's
but yeah,
absolutely
Clint is the
amazing.
most. Yeah, he's like Mr. Cebu.
What the
Seriously,
can we
Mr.
bro.
stop?
Cebu.
I swear to God. Like I don't even know like
Mr. Sabu.
Okay, I'm gonna
Mr.
start
you
getting
Game
know
Dev
into it,
Cebu.
man.
But
I was with like the Fab people and Tristan, who's not here. I don't know where Tristan is, and Janil were with me during that time, and then the Fab
I'm
people were there, and then in the Fab circle, I'm just a Fab guy. Like I'm just one of the Fab people, and then they were like saying like. Oh, they were talking about like about work, about the game industry, and they were like, "Yeah, Clint's the forefather of game dev." And Simple like, "Can
the
you all shut up? Can
forefather
you
of
like
game
stop,
dev in
stop
Cebu.
making it a
see,
thing?"
Godfather.
That's so old,
Oh my
man.
God, amazing.
Well, so it's definitely a domino effect. I'll put it this way, guys, and like Gomigo, you guys are listening. I think I do think that like if it weren't for Clint, Gomigo wouldn't be here because like he did start game dev here. It's
Don't say that.
no, but here, like in all like outside of the jokes, like a lot of the Red Trident alumni, they did STEM and they did branch off into a lot of things, and like whether you like to admit it or not, Clint, it is it did jumpstart a lot of things here.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm happy for it, and I acknowledge that I was in it. But at the end of the day, it was everyone who was in it that contributed to it. It just so happens that I was like, I guess, like leading it. I guess if you want to say, pero that would not have happened if it weren't for the people that attended and volunteered for the meetups, right? Like Dane was there, Nate was there, Janil was there, Dial was there, everyone was there. So no, no, I don't mean to say this because or whatever, but
Clip it.
it was not a one man show. It was everyone in the community that contributed to that. So that's why it feels weird because like it wouldn't it like nothing would have happened if it was just me. You know, that's what I
Mm.
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
You're amazing.
Well, yeah, I guess that
Mr.
that
Solo.
goes that goes for
Mr.
all
Solo.
communities like as a whole, right? So, but do you think the entry level as of a game dev now, like in Cebu, in terms of in the community, like do you think it's harder than ever now because
Mm.
there's more people? Like it's hard to get into it because you're competing, or is it easier now because of the amount of opportunities that's there? Because it's kind of more mainstream here in Cebu or something. Oh shit, Clint, it's mainstream now. I'm sorry.
Clint quits game dev because it's mainstream.
No, 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 I
But
think
you
I
guys
was
get what I mean. Do you think that like like that question by number is the level of entry easier now because of how prevalent now it is, or is it harder because more people are getting into it?
um so I think there is more demand. I think there is a bit more demand than there was 3, 4, 5 years ago. But I think the amount of supply has like there's still consistently like still a lot of people that want to get into it, you know. So I think it is a bit easier because there's a bit more opportunities. Like I really, really, really wish there would be more studios that pop up here in Cebu, whatever type of studios there are. So, but like again, there's a lot more now than there was 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. So I think the barrier of entry has not changed. If you have a portfolio and you kind of have touched Unity and then you just present yourself well, like you kind of pass already. Like we're still at that page. Like we still have applicants right now who want to apply for an art position but don't even have a portfolio. So
Mm. Oh
yeah,
no.
like we're still there. We're still there. That's how like unchanged some things have. Yeah.
Mm, well, I do think like the your last statement is very interesting to me because like um I do have a lot of experience like looking through people's applications, and I have
Application.
noticed that yeah, and I have noticed that like especially the young ones, like they don't have a
Yes.
portfolio, they don't have a CV or a
The young
resume,
ones.
especially the fresh grads, especially now that like the kay fresh grads, and a lot of them are like even older than me, but then kanang ni take a gap year because of the pandemic and then karon when they graduate. Like I noticed that like there is a lack of all those things that you kind of need to apply for a job.
Yeah, yeah.
But is there a reason why? Like, why is that happening now?
I
like,
mean, yeah, I don't know. I really honestly don't know. And man, like this whole like I don't want to get too much into the topic, but like AI becoming such like AI for writing, AI for typing, consulting AI what to do, and
AI
like
for
everyone
thinking.
just like yeah, like AI for thinking. Like I don't know. I don't know. That's a different topic. But like we had this guy, his entire portfolio was like just stuff he pulled from the internet. Like he
oh,
literally just like downloaded things and then we were
Yeah.
like asking for work in progress. Just like, who is this guy? Like why is the artwork so good? And like but why is it kinda inconsistent? Like where are these people coming from? And then like everything was just like
Do,
downloaded from the internet and
do you have to
then
get someone
all the
similar?
questions. Yeah, I don't know. But
We
yeah,
got
that's
someone
still there.
similar too. Like everything was downloaded from the internet, and we even found it at the internet.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It still happens.
well, but yeah, it really does make me think. Like, why? Like, is it just the lack of like is it just a lack like is it a lack of is it a case of like a lack of experience, or no one's like telling them, hey, like before you
Yeah,
apply, before you submit this, make sure you have this, right? Like, is it the lack of that?
yeah, I think
Because
yeah. So yeah,
you know
Rowan, I'll give you an answer though. Like I'm thinking about it right now. So things like PGDX, right? Things like PGDX, like like they have talks, they have people in the industry who are present there. They have companies that review portfolio, and then they have application openings there. And then like random people just go there. I'm like, oh, I wanna work in a game industry, and then like, what can I do to apply? And then they talk with someone who's been in the industry, and then their expectations sort of get settled. But that's PGDX in Manila. Like we don't really have that here in Cebu. I
Mm.
guess except siguro for the few schools where they invite people from the industry to talk, or they have lecturers who are in the industry already. But outside of that, like the communication, or like the exposure for the general students siguro, or the ones who are applying into game dev, like the exposure's like not there yet. Like the connection between those two isn't there yet. So um yeah, like that might be why. Yeah. Or it's a
Mm.
factor siguro. I don't know.
Mm. Well, how about you, Kevin? Like, what do you think? Like, as someone who's been around in the job market for quite some time, like, can you compare? Like, is it the same when you look at applicants from other industries as well? You know, like, is it the same case of like, okay, like the fresh grads are a bit ignorant, but why? Why are they ignorant? Like, I thought there are seminars for this before you graduate, right? Don't your
I
parents
don't
tell you to prepare these things before you apply? Those types of things. So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, Kevin.
I really don't have that much thoughts. All I can say is when I was applying when I was younger, was you just have to prepare your CV and make sure you're ready, like you know what you're applying for. But right now I see like people. I don't like see the. I don't look at the recruitment side of Gamigo. I do see sometimes like what they're reading and stuff, but it's mostly like I see them just come in and like you know what, I'll wing it. I think that's what these people, these kids nowadays. And I don't want to say kids. I don't want to sound old, but these
Nowadays.
these like fresh graduates are like, you know what? I'll just swing it and I'll just do it and come what may. But I don't know. It's different now. It's really different. It's really different from before. Like
Mm,
yeah.
when I graduate or when I was about to graduate. So yeah, as I said, I was already working, but I did try to apply for engineering stuff because I'm a computer engineer. So I was applying for software stuff. But we had to prepare. I don't know. We took exams, lots of exams, but I don't know. Right now, it seems like people just want everything easy. I guess I don't want to judge a lot. Most of the newer graduates and stuff, but it just seems as if like things are, I guess, faster. So people are like, I'm just gonna do it. If I don't, I'll move on to the next one. I'm not really going to. Unlike
Yeah,
when
like
I would
Tinder.
apply for something, I would like, yeah, I don't know. I haven't wala na ako kaswayan because I was already married when I graduated college. So yeah.
mm. Well, I guess like for me, like ako as like maybe it just doesn't apply to like fresh grads also. I'm sorry, fresh grads, but this is me like for
Not
me
you,
like
fresh grads.
but it doesn't just apply to them. Like I think even our employers or at some point it's kind of like okay, like sometimes like how do I say this? Wait, I'm trying to think of how to say it without saying anything offensive. Okay, fine. Like I'll just put this as an example. So like I was working with a client, and then I was working with a client, and then uh like he was like
HR,
because
no training.
he was looking he so I was working with a client, and what I do for him is I design websites for his clients, and then he was like, oh, by the way, like I found an AI to that can host and design this for us now. And he sent me a local host na link because he thought that's what's working now. So bale, like it's not even it's not even a live website. Like he just sent me his local host na URL.
Oh,
And I'm like,
vibe coder,
uh and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
vibe code Pro Max.
Like yeah, na ba? And then like so like, and I think like he would have better critical thinking if it weren't for that AI bullshit that he's highly relying on. So yeah, like Ashes is right. It's the instant gratification,
Yeah.
and I've really tried yun na kanang like on my other job, like my kind of I guess my quote unquote like day job. I've tried that like we were working like I had like four people in my team all at once, but now it's just me, and it's all because of AI. Like it's because like they don't need a web dev anymore, and then they don't need they don't need designers anymore, and then what they just gave me like an account for like a specific AI platform that can design. But what happened is that like they're kind of just doubling up on the work, you know. But ironically now, like that company is planning to do a mass hiring on developers next month
God
because
damn.
like they found out like I'm like what the fuck.
Back to square
So
one.
like yeah, that's why I'm like okay, this is kind of fucking dumb, but like whatever. So like yeah, maybe it just doesn't apply for me. I misspoke. I was the one who brought up like okay, it's mostly fresh grads, but maybe it's not. Like now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, is it really fresh grads? Because like yeah, maybe AI is just giving instant gratification to everyone, you
Mm.
know.
I mean,
So
I think yeah,
yeah,
fresh grads are just like because of their generation, right? They're
Yeah.
because of AI and everything is faster. Everything is, you know, you get things done whenever you want to.
They grew up
So I
in
guess
that
that's why
generation.
we can say like they are like this now because of all the things we've done in this world, like from the AI stuff. Like I'm not saying we're the one who made AI, but like because of the things that we were
Corporations.
able to, yeah, we were able to like achieve with whatever's happening right now in the world. So they get the benefit, but at the same time they also get like not the benefit because you know it's different when you're trained to not use AI.
Mm.
I was in college when there was no AI at all. So that was a while back. So
Hey, but
it's
I
very
have something
different.
I do want to say. I have something I want to share. The more useless people the world breeds, the more useful the useful people becomes.
It's
So
a
as long as
K-shaped
you're in that
economy.
inner, as long as you're in that inner circle of useful people, you will be useful. So I'm just saying.
It's the K-shaped economy. So some people who are able to take advantage of whatever current technology there is, get much higher than people who are stuck
Yeah.
get much lower. It's kind of sad. Actually, it's actually very
Yeah,
bad, but
it's so
Yeah.
sad. It's so bad.
that's kind of what's happening right now. And also, the tech industry is on fire. Game dev is just one of the many industries that are on fire in general. But it's a lot of hope still, especially with indie
yeah.
scene. I hope we're just
But
trying to.
well, it's kind of weird, then, right? Because like if you really think about it, like it's so weird that like the generation, like the next generation's getting it like I don't know, like I guess easier, so there's like a lot less effort. But also on the other end of the spectrum, right? Tech is becoming more like high tech, so it's demanding more from the engineers in some way, right? Like graphics are getting more complicated, so
Yeah,
characters need to be more detailed. But like if artists don't even work that hard to be able to achieve that level of detail, and then they'll rely on AI to, I don't know. Like it's like the ceiling is getting
the
higher,
ceiling's getting higher.
but like the floor is getting lower and
Oh
lower,
fuck, yeah,
lower.
it makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, it's weird.
But
Mm.
the main people who benefit from these changes are just like the billionaires still, because if you use AI, the only people who benefit from it is not just your business, but like the select few people who are at the top. So I still genuinely think it's better na we do things ourselves, or maybe if you really want to use AI, do it locally rather than use the big names like GPT, Anthropic, so on. Because every prompt we send puts money into their already filled pockets and shit.
Mm. Well, do you think like you for you Clint like what is your horror story in terms of that? Because do you have one like as an artist where it's like at some point it feels like you're the big leagues are like comparing your work to what AI has done, and then it feels stupid because you know that like this isn't sustainable, you know, because
Ruben, I think we did.
Ako, like,
Remember the 3D project
well,
where everybody is they're now restructuring, and quote unquote restructuring means using AI instead of real
Mm,
artists.
yeah.
That was
Um,
from last year.
Man, like that's such a topic right now, like in the office, that's from time to time, and I will just be like very, very blatant honesty with everyone. I don't know, like, like I can't say. Okay, if I were to just talk about this from a pure Clint as an artist point of view, I don't like AI
Uh,
because of yeah what it is and what it does to the
sorry.
whole creativity thing. I don't like it, but but also like if I were to think about it from like let's say I were a solo dev or I were a solo producer or a solo whatever, and I know like it's weird, but like if I made this artwork, it would take me like 40 hours to do, but like AI would spit it out in like 4 hours. But like the amount of money you would saving, like I'm just like putting it out there. Like it's not like I'm not supportive of AI. I'm not pro AI. I'm not like anti artist or everything. But like I'm just trying to think of that. Like that's why I always say when people ask me, Clint, what do you think of this whole AI thing? I always think I don't know. I I will
yeah,
stick to my lane as an artist. I will do my art without not putting AI there. But I also cannot. I can't close my eyes and deny that it's not happening, right?
yeah.
I can't. Yeah, like I don't know. I cannot give you like I can give you what I think, but I cannot give you like an answer of like how will this be solved or where is this going to.
Maybe a good comparison would be like eating fast food versus cooking your own meals and knowing the ingredients. So when you cook your own meals, you know the exact ingredients that you're using, where the meat is sourced, and so on and so forth. But when you are eating from the fast food chain, like for example McDonald's, the meat is questionable. It's much faster. You get served within 5 minutes, but you don't know what's in that meat. What kind of atrocities or labor is went into procuring that meat. So maybe AI is
But
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So
But
it's
like at the
faster.
end of the day, fast food is cheap, right?
Fast food
Fast food
is
is
cheap. It
cheap.
works. It
It's
makes you full.
affordable, yeah, and it's fast. Um, it tastes good,
It tastes good.
right? So we still get it, right? Fries are so good.
Yeah,
I love
Oh
French
god,
fries.
McDonald's sounds so good right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So yeah,
hungry.
that's
McDonald's. McDonald's.
And anyways, I feel like we're like every time
They
like
never
that topic is
expire.
such a it's such a
The food that
it's such
doesn't
a
expire.
mind that it's such a landmine now. Like when you talk about that online, there's like you can't ever be an in betweener. You have to be this or you have to be that in terms of like that stance. So like let's transition. I actually want to hear more about like Kevin's side is in terms of like what's his biggest surprise, especially going into the industry in the game dev
Oh
industry
damn.
initially. Like what's the biggest surprise? Like what's like oh damn, this isn't what I expected. Like what made you what's the biggest surprise for you?
I think it's most since I am facing mostly the community, right? It's how how different they are, how different people are to each other. Like I don't know how to say it that it wouldn't sound bad to them, but like they're very loud. I guess that's it. I think that's I wasn't expecting it to be
They're passionate.
that that
Passionate.
passionate. Yeah, that's the better word.
Passionate.
They're that passionate about the game that we're handling, and I was kind of caught off guard, but at the same time I was happy to know that okay, this is how games survive, because people are here, people that love these kinds of games are here to support them. So yeah, so that's for my job. But in the back end and like looking at how everything was made, it surprised me like, oh yo, so I see Clint draw the stuff and I see Alan, one of our workmates, do the modeling, and I see how Roy does the animation, and all the steps that go in between for one single thing and you look at that thing and it's in the game, that's what fascinated me the most about the game industry. And I see like how the devs work so hard so that nothing breaks, or if something does break, I see them like fix it as soon as possible so that it wouldn't, deteriorate the experience for the players. And I see how everything is one unit, like the whole company or the whole industry, or in our case in Gamigo, how everything works because of everyone there. So it surprised me because in my previous jobs, like the one before Gamigo, I was a graphic designer for another company. It was very different because I just had to do my work and it wouldn't really affect anyone else. But here in the gaming the industry, at least, the work of the artist affects how the community receives it, and it affects how I receive the whatever the community is saying. Then it goes hand in hand. So it's really cool. Like one organic unit, and it's just a cycle. If the artist does good, if the devs do it good, the community is happy, so everyone's happy. But if a bug happens, or let's say the art for something isn't as good, and there's bugs in the game, the community isn't happy. So it goes hand in hand. I found that really fascinating when I got into the gaming industry.
Well, like as a community manager for multiple games, like at some point, what do you do, or like what mindset are you in terms of like trying to figure out what does the community actually like without it being biased? Because like one of the things that we're kind of having a hard time handle is what like we can make events based around other games, but then we're kind of having a hard time trying to figure out, okay, what event can we actually make that relates to our game, that helps market Haphazard Angel to the community. Like we just don't want to keep on making events based on like our other servers, right? So like what is your mindset, or like what do you consider when you try to think of ways to be interactive towards the community, towards a
It's
community.
actually for my case for Fate and Glorivictus, it's very different because one game is different from the other. So let's say for Fate, they are mostly from people who played the game initially because we did Fate Reawakened is the remastered version of all Fate games. So Fate 1, Fate Undiscovered Realms, and all things like that. Then my mindset there is I just have to really get in touch with their nostalgia. So, but the thing is, it's very different because Fate, since they're more like like people who are a bit older, they're not really into like activities and stuff. So whenever even if I would try to do some activities, it's not really they're not really as interactive with you. All they want is just give me my game and make sure it works. And if shit happens, like I don't want to talk to you. That's just how they are. In Glory Victus, it's very different. They're very active. They'll talk to you. I've had like even now I have like 100 DMs. Still not. I can't respond to everyone. And when I do like read through the DMs, it's mostly, thank you for opening back the game. I think it would be better if you do this. So, I mean, like it's. I guess communication is key. So listening to what they want really also helps you do what we should do. So, for example, activities right now, we have it's a weekly thing. It's a screenshot video contest thing. We choose mostly the winners. So whatever we find, like if right now we had a theme called funny, it's just funny, anything funny in game. So we would choose like any funny clips, any funny screenshots or whatever. Then they get something in game. And mostly I've noticed like gamers want to join stuff or join activities if there's something for them. As selfish as it seems, or maybe also because they don't want to waste time joining something that they don't really get out
Oh
anything.
yeah.
So if you give something to them, they usually join. Um, I tend to also try my best to listen to what they really want, and I observe even I don't usually. I'm the type of guy who doesn't really talk unless if I need to step in. So when I'm just there, I'm hanging out. I'm just looking at whatever they're talking about, and I take notes. So they're like,
Mm.
yeah, I think they should do this or they should bring this back. Then I open it up during our meetings so we can hopefully do it. Recently, we just did find the GM event. It was cool. So I would log in and I would just teleport all over the map, and they would try to find me. I would just like, yeah, I'm in this part of the map. I see the ocean. For some reason, they know the map and they know where to find
Oh
me. It's
damn.
really funny.
Geoguessr.
Yeah, they're really good. So at first I'm like, okay, I'm here. I'm like, and I was with my community manager for Glory Victus, and he's like, um, uh, in 5 minutes, just tell them where you are. But before 5 minutes, no, someone was already finding me. I'm like, how the hell did they? I'm literally at the side of the map, and it's like an area where you don't normally go to. I'm like, but yeah. So,
What?
having yeah, like talking to the community helps. I mean, just talking to them and be open, be ready because as there are passionate people who would say like things that would really probably offend you, or like if you're like me, I'm very connected to the company. So whenever something they say about the company or something about the devs or whatever, I tend to get offended a little bit, but because of how patient I am, I don't do anything about it. I just put it in my head. I'm like, you know what? He's a customer, so he has every right, I guess. So I just have to be as professional as I can and just listen to them. And usually they tell you what want to happen in the game.
But how do you organically communicate with like the community members or like your players without feeling forced? Because that's also another thing that we're trying to figure out. Because obviously, like we do get a lot of people who join, say hi,
Mm.
and then that's it. But then we obviously want to make it more engaging and more personal. And you're like you've had experience with these communities. Like, how do you engage with these people organically without it feeling forced, or like without feeling like, hey, I'm just talking to you because I want you to wish list my game or support my game.
Mm. Maybe if I mean at first it would feel as if it's forced because you'd be like, yeah, what do you like about this part of the game? Or you do a poll like, yeah, what is the best build for our game? It's like, what's the best build for this kind of fighting style? If you're doing melee, are you a bruiser, are you something, whatever? Then from there, people usually whenever I'm online, the thing is whenever I'm online, they just randomly tag me just because like, hey, I won't say my in-game name. I mean, it's probably very obvious in the in the Discord for us, but they're like, "Hey, we need you to do this," or like, "Hey, we think if you do this." Mostly, I listen to a lot of complaints, so it starts off from that. Then I talk to the community, and I do a weekly news thing. I always send out like weekly stuff or weekly updates in regards to whatever's happening in the game. Then I usually spend like an hour or two, or not really two, like an hour 30 minutes, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, and I just talk to them. People will be like generally happy that someone from the team is there and they're just listening and you're just talking. It sounds forced at first, but the more you do it, the more that they see you there, the more it becomes organic.
I see.
So it tends to be forced at first, then it becomes a bit organic, then it becomes really organic, especially when you tend to figure out what your community is like. My community in Gloria Victus are a bunch of diehard fanboys who are very trolly. So I get to be trolly. I get to troll them. It's funny because they try to talk me like, "Hey, can you get me this skin?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can get you a skin if you give me a burger." Something like that. It's random shit like just to make them laugh, or you just try to be authentic to yourself, whatever you think it is. But one thing is, I always try to keep being professional in whatever I do. So I would not curse again to the community. I'll never do that. I'll try to be as patient. And yeah, I think being organic or being or having these things to talk about happens over time. You can't force it. The only thing you force is like having the topic there. Then once it's there, it just it free flows
Hmm.
normally.
Well, I guess that's the challenge. Like that is the challenge for us because like I guess we kind of cheated because like a lot of the way that we captured a lot of these members is like it's from different games, right? So it's not just like, oh, they're all here, all thousand members are here to support Half as an Angel. Like no, like some of these people come from groups that are in Terraria or like the ones that we invited in Pal World. So like I guess that is the challenge for us. Like with Capriccioso is like we kind of cheated our way into getting a community where like we
Yeah.
did invite people stemming interests from other games
Mm.
and even games that are very far away from Haphazard Angel. So yeah, that is a challenge. Like what do you think, Dane?
I think it goes both ways actually, because a lot of I guess 90%, like we could say 90% of the people that are here is actually coming from the Steam page after they found out about the game, want to support the game. But the problem is they just come in, say hi, uh, ask for something or feedback or whatever, and then they never interact again until we push out the next update. Our problem or our pain point here is that the updates are kind of slow because we're also doing other projects while we're working on Haphazard Angel. The challenge coming from that is how do we uh, keep the community alive now that they're here? How do we keep them engaged? So the answer to that
Mm.
was, or at least one of our solutions to that was to make game servers. We have game servers for Zomboid, Palworld, Minecraft, Valheim, and so on. And because a lot of the players that are interested in Haphazard Angel are also interested in these games like survival crafting or friends lab adjacent games. So we do invite them to play with us sometimes, or we have events in these other. Essentially, we just want the server um, to have updates while we don't have updates about the game. We want to keep them in the server because eventually, if we don't have any updates, they slowly forget about. We slowly lose their attention on Happens or Angel. Then they'll eventually see the server and then just skip leave. So this is the challenge. I mean, it's like a revolving door right now. Yeah. So one leaves, maybe one or two come in, another one leaves, and so on. But yeah,
Do you guys do like? Sorry.
go for it.
No, no, no. I was just saying, like, do you guys do like weekly things, something that you guys talk to the community about? And
Yeah.
it could be anything. It could be like, yeah. So from there, then you maybe play with them. Like what you're saying, I think that's already like the one of the best things you can do. Then it slowly grows from there.
We do put out polls once every 2 weeks. So
Mm.
a lot of people interact, but it's like a very basic interaction. They click a button and then they press vote and so on. But we wanted to try and expand that even further. Right now, we see that people do check out the server and then they do vote, they do interact, they do react to emojis and so on. But they don't usually go beyond that unless it's about another game that they're playing. For example, in Palworld, it's super active in this channel and in the Palworld server. So that's like a way we can keep them engaged in this server.
Mm. Yeah. So those are like some of the efforts that we've done. But I guess like a worry of mine, like in a marketing sense, is like how do we make sure that like at the end of it all it still redirects to our game, right?
Oh yeah.
So that's the biggest thing where it's like, okay, we do a stream for Pal World, we do a stream for Minecraft or any other game or whatever, and then like but how do we at the end of it all, like how do we remind them but in a subtle way, we're like, remember you guys are here because of Haphazard Angel.
I don't think we
Like
release that
we like
actually, because if they like the server, they like being in the server, and then we actually interact with them. Um, Maybe they would be supportive of the Capriccioso team, not the specific game that we're working on right now. So We make them,
Mm,
I guess, fall in love with the team, not the project specifically. So hopefully,
mm,
whenever we have updates, they still interact with the updates. That's
mm,
my mindset on it. So it might be wrong. But what do you
Yeah,
guys
mm,
think?
I just wanna. I guess I'll add in something to that. Like, so I know I'm also thinking about it. Like I understand like we don't have you guys don't have an update for haphazard all the time, but I understand like you guys need to maintain the connection with an audience with the audience that who were invested in haphazard, and then you guys meet do it. I think it's fine. Like I really don't think there's a problem with it. Yeah, like I think it's a smart way to maintain the audience, and I think I think that's also not like I would still like I understand the perspective like you guys are you know you guys are representing the studio, not just your game. Like
Mm.
I mean I think at some point when the game's like near ready, you guys will have to hard sell the product as a product.
Oh yeah.
But like when it's still not ready there yet because you don't know when it will come out or whatever, I think it's okay to present yourself as a team. Like I think it's a smart move, Gane, because even after Haphazard, if you guys do have like when you guys have a next project after Haphazard, like they would still support you guys. Like so
Yes.
I
yeah.
think it's an okay angle. Like yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, I agree. Because you're building the community and they know you. They're here for you. They're here because they enjoy the servers. Then they slowly will enjoy the game. I think it starts off with that too. I agree with Clint.
I
mm.
see.
Yeah.
Well, from your perspective, Clint, like as an artist, like how do we stray away from being, especially with the stuff that we're making, and conceptualizing? How do we stray away from being too reactive to our audience? Like, how do we know when to say no to them? Like, oh, I want this, or like eventually, about when if God forbid, like the game really takes off, and then people are requesting this and requesting that, like how do we differentiate the, oh, this is an actual good suggestion, and oh,
Yeah,
this, we're
man.
just excited to hear suggestions, so
I
we're just gonna.
so I have a question. Like, how was adventure mode like conceptual? Was it like like did the fans like want an adventure mode, or was there a need for a single player mode? Like, what's the TLDR for it? I'm just curious because I know this was a multiplayer couch co-op,
Uh,
and then like an adventure mode was born. So like, was it out of
Yeah.
like demand from the?
the adventure mode was more of a, because we wanted it to be, what do you call that? To have more. What's a good term? Content?
Reach.
No. Uh,
Playability,
so
like we want the replayability, I
no,
guess.
the replayability is definitely just the arcade mode. We can grow the arcade mode, and it's gonna be the most replayable game ever. But the adventure mode is for the actual. Ha. The only thing I could think of is separation from being a friends lock game where you just play it for 2 hours and then forget about it. We wanted the
Yeah, I think
game to have meat in it, meat in it. So that's where
Mhm.
the adventure
I
mode
don't
comes from. So it's more of a,
know.
we wanted to put in the narrative. We wanted to show off why Casfield is being controlled by four wings that it doesn't know. We wanted to show off why Casfield was there in the first place. It's essentially the story of why Casfield was in arcade mode. Sorry, that answer your
Okay,
question.
but yeah. So, like, to answer the questions that Ruben, like, when do you stray away from when it's like, that's like a difficult question because like, um, I think a lot of it would really rely on like your studios, or whoever your game director, whoever's the game director for that specific project, or in this case, like maybe for me, like as an artist, like, when is it that the suggestion that they want is
Mm.
like pushing to the direction of what I envision it to be, and like you know what, that is true. That suggestion pushes whatever I want to wherever it needs to be, and then there are also suggestions that detract
Ah.
from what it was intended and designed to be. So I think that's why like establishing from the very first place of like in this specific case like the product haphazard angel, what was it intended to be, and as long as the suggestions lead into those pillars, and it's still in that identity, then I think it's fine. And like for us art, like that's also the same. Like and I have been there where we like, like I get so conscious about what people might be saying, and sometimes it strays away. Especially for someone like me, where like I have like my own art style that's very specifically like my art style, and sometimes like some anatomy stuff are not as correct, or the shading is not as correct. But if I also make it too correct, then it loses that,
Mm.
right? It loses that
Mm.
style. So yeah, it's a hard call, bro. It needs to be defined by you,
But
whether
yeah,
blatantly or like deliberately or not deliberately.
all of the feedback is just pointing to online mode. It's just hating on remote play. Sa Father Angel, like
Yeah.
people were having a lot of fun with the game. It's just that they didn't like the remote play. So that's what we're really working on right now. We're
Mm.
trying to make like an online mode experience to the people, a peer-to-peer online mode experience that doesn't rely on Steam's shitty share screen mechanic.
Mm.
And hopefully after that we will have other feedbacks instead. That's really the main
You know,
feedback.
but this really makes me wonder, like, how did you feel like when I don't know, like Dane or the others like told you like, hey, by the way, like we're gonna be starting our own studio. Like, what was your, I guess, knee-jerk reaction to that when you heard that, like, oh, this person is starting a studio, oh, this person's starting a studio. Like, well, how did you react? Like, how did you feel about it?
Um. Well, like this was you're asking me who I when I was like this was me 8 years 7 years ago. I was nervous. I was nervous for everyone. Like anyone who starts a studio, every time I was just in PGDX and I see all these people, like 30, 40 indie studios, right? And I always talk to the devs also. I'm like, oh, like how many hours? The first question I always ask is like, how many hours do you guys put into it? And then the next question would probably be like, oh, do you guys see this shipping in the next 1 year? And sometimes the question is like, no, I just work on it on my free time. See where it goes. And it's
Free
like
time.
I always go like I always my mind brain goes into like, man, like I hope it gets to the finish line, because I never made it to the finish line as an indie dev, right? And because I saw every hump that you had to
Oh
go
yeah.
through going to the finish line, and that made me so scared for everyone else. So different topic, but I know there was this time here in Capri where it should have been bought off by another bigger company,
Uh,
right? Back like one or
yeah.
2 years ago.
Oh
And I
God.
was on the side, right? I was on the side, anything that makes it to the finish line. Like I know I know everyone was so passionate about the studio and the indie idea, but like at
Uh,
the end of the day, guys, I want you guys to make it to the finish line. So
we were
that's my
really
take on
arguing
it.
about it.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, I don't either. It happened or not. It doesn't matter. I just want everyone who are in the race to get to the finish line. They don't need to go first, go last, go second. They just need to get there. Yeah.
Yeah, to get there. Survive and to get
You
there.
know, like you did like mention that to me na before, like especially when we were going around GDS before, like it was you, me, and Dubbit. Like we were looking at other indies, and you mentioned that to me, and it really hit me. Like, wow, this is really something that I didn't really think about when first going into the game industry. So like
Okay.
I'm curious, like I'm like, whoa, like this is like I didn't know, like this
Scary
is
as
kind of
fuck.
sad.
Okay.
Like
Wait.
yeah,
Let
it's
me share an
sad.
experience. Let me share an experience that's sort of relevant. That on Kevin's first 2 months in Gamigo, on Kevin's first 2 months of Gamigo, we're talking about projects and this and that. And then Kevin was like, Clint, you have a game. Twinkle Torch. It looks so good. Like, you had a team and and he was like, we're gonna pitch this to Gamigo and like they're gonna publish it. And I was like, yeah, sure, Kev. They're gonna do that. But at the back of my mind, like, oh, is does this game have a
Yeah.
market? Dane and Janil have done this 4 or 5 years ago. They
Yes.
have talked to investors trying to pitch
We have
Twinkle Torch. So
tried.
yeah, right. Like that. My mind goes into that state of like the how will this get to the finish line,
Mhm.
and like just knowing the in between is like it is so difficult, man. Like game dev is so like that part of it is so difficult, and that's
So
why
like
I'm
I really
yeah, go
and I'm
Ruben.
really curious, like with how what Kevin thinks. Like, what's something you thought game development would be like, but actually wasn't. Like, especially in your first couple of months. Like, for me, it was a surprise. Like, I remember when I first got hired, one of the first things we needed to do was like organize a
Fuck.
organize a
You came
government
at the
sponsored
best time.
event. Yes. And then after like so I was like, okay, this is a game dev thing. I didn't know that. I didn't even expect like game dev to be so kind of integrated to government stuff. Like you wouldn't believe how many government meetings I used to attend with Dane and Dubbit. Like when we first started, but now like
No,
we're
I
you
make
know
you
we're kind
attend
of
because I
jaded.
don't
I'm like,
want
you
to
know what?
attend.
Another meeting. Let's not go. But like, how about you, Kevin? Like when what is something that you didn't expect would actually be in this industry or would be something very prevalent in the game dev?
Mm, I I don't know because the first month of me working in the game dev industry it was Christmas, so I was like, this is so cool. We just get to practice our singing stuff because we have a presentation. Okay, this is really cool. Then January hits, and I'm like, shit, I have so much work to do.
Oh no.
So yeah, I don't know, I was just shocked with like how chill it can be,
Mm.
and at the same time how intense it
Oh
can be.
yeah.
I wasn't expecting the both spectrums at the same time. I guess I would
The
say.
chill and the intense at the same time.
Yeah,
You know,
like there are times like I'm chill. I'll just like read stuff in the community. Like right now, like okay, I'm just gonna read stuff in the community. But like for the last 2 weeks, I'm like, oh no, I have to finish all my tickets. I have to do this shit, and I'm just not looking at anyone. I'm just listening to my music. Then there are days like I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna bother Dre here, who's just like chilling here, who's like doing his work. Like, hey Dre, what are you doing? Are you busy? And I go to Clint and I slap him because he's just far away from me. So yeah, it's I don't know. That's the one thing because in other jobs, it's usually just the thing, right? You're just doing your stuff, whatever. It's just this. In game dev, or in my experience at least, it's this or it's this.
Yeah.
Then it could be this or this.
It's
It's
not super
never
structured.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
in
mean,
game dev,
it's good for me. I like it. I like it. It's fun because it keeps things like interesting for whatever you're doing. But
and I think
sometimes
like
like it's very stressful.
sorry, in game dev when good we have like release cycles and then we have like Steam events and stuff. So like those are the parts where things get so squeezed in. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, especially
mm,
when their game's live. Before the game was live, it was a bit chill. Like, I'm just getting feedback. I'm just getting this. But now it's like, oh, why is the server down? And you're like, oh
Wow.
my god, the IT is still not online. I need to know what's happening. But yeah, so it's fun. At the same time, it was really an eye opener. Like this and this can coexist at the same time, but it's never in the middle.
mm. Well, maybe that is and Dane can vouch maybe for this, but like maybe that is a universal experience when you're working in this industry, because like when it's quiet, it's really quiet, but then like when it's busy,
Yeah.
then you find yourself joining three consecutive streams on a weekend at like 3 a.m.
3 a.m.
to like
streams,
8
man.
8 a.m.
6 a.m.
So
streams.
like yeah, so like like it's maybe it is a a universal experience when you're in this industry. So but like leading into that, like Clint, like for you, like what's one thing about the industry which you think is like the biggest change from the first couple of years that you started here in Cebu specifically? I know you did kind of leave Cebu for a while, but then like if you can look back and then try to reminisce, what do you think is like the biggest change now in terms of the industry and like how do you see it moving forward?
Well, I don't know. I think Siguro. Well, so there's like the pre-red trident and post-red trident for me, right? And those were like two different phases, I guess. And then pre-red trident, like I don't think there was much activity here, right? And then post-red trident was like that's where things started to spring out. And then pandemic also hit. Um, and then you guys just being like Capri just being there for Cebu also, that's a presence. And then schools, oh my god, like schools inviting. I know it feels like sometimes like it's a bit of a chore for like schools to invite and then they need representatives, but I can't really like there's nothing else I can go on yet. Murag having presence in the academe and interacting with students who are even just wanting to get into game dev, like yeah, because before like we had to explain that like we're not esports, right?
We're
we
not
I
gambling.
was there when we had to explain to like that we're not esports, and like people were still coming up with the first curriculum or whatever. But now like we have iAcademy, and then USJR is also kind of like, they're having their what, third fourth batch of graduates. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's why like, and then those that are graduating are getting employed, right? Like some of them I think are getting employed in the industry. So it's much better compared to what it was like 8 years, 9 years ago.
What do
Yeah.
you think could have been done different
Bruh.
years ago that you think would have
So much, bro.
um okay, I want to say we could have done so much things differently, but also I would also want to acknowledge that we don't have the
Oh yeah.
resources to
And the
execute
experience.
things and move things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like money plays a big part because I am just having this conversation good with defining what an industry is, because and an industry like it's a whole cycle good bitaw. And back like even now like we're not even there yet, but like until like people who graduate from game dev on
Mm.
whatever part of game dev, until yun ka na at least half of them has a studio to apply to, then we're still kind of like, yeah, like we can't supply jobs for everyone, that's not a problem for us to fix. And we can't we can't tell all the studios to just set up here in Cebu, right? Like that's out of our control. We can't do anything about that. And yeah, kind of like, I mean, sure, we can encourage people to go indie, but like, can everyone do what Capri is doing right now? Like if we just get like five people from USJR and like three people from, I don't know, iAcademy, then we say, hey, you guys set up a studio and then do what Capri is doing, like, right?
Nah, that's very hard.
uh
Mm.
yeah, there are things that just really like you have to just say it's not in your control to do that. That's what I would, yeah.
Mm.
Murag-
Well,
yeah.
but um, but that's the thing. Like with all again, like with all these opportunities, it really comes down to the question of like, is it easier to get in now or is it harder, right? Uh, I really gotta ask, like with like kind of like, you are in the admin side of the game dev industry, and like, yeah, I'm the same. Like I do marketing and all that stuff, and I don't do development. Like, do you think, as a person who is working on the admin side in the game dev industry, to get into it, even if you're just an admin person, do you have to be a gamer based on your experience? Like if you look back, and can you imagine your colleagues from your old jobs doing your job now?
Mm, well, you don't have to be a gamer, but I think it helps because you have like for the first month of my job, I was playing a lot of the game. I had to learn the game and stuff, and it helps if you're a gamer. It's not really necessary, I guess, but I guess it's a plus. And for people who I've worked with before, I I'm
Mm.
not really sure if they can, but maybe because I don't know them that much to the point, are they able to be patient enough to handle all the bullshit people want or for the players want from
Yeah.
you, and how patient you can be. It's really hard, and it stretches you out like a couple of times in a week. It really stretches your patience and everything. So I'm not sure if they can handle it. I've learned to be patient over time because I was also very hot headed when I was younger, but maybe I don't know. Most of my friends are gamers, and I believe that if they were to apply to any other position in maybe in the dev side, yes, they would probably get in because they're also very good programmers and stuff. It's just that
Mm.
it's very different in the admin side, I guess, especially as like the community manager is facing with different people, facing different walks of life,
Oh yeah.
different passions. I would just say passion, yeah, the different passions in their in the game. It's plausible. It's very plausible that people can do it without being a gamer. It's just a plus.
Mm. Well, and I'm kind of surprised because like there's one phrase that you said that like kind of struck out to me. Na you're like, oh, like you don't know them that well, like your old colleagues. But then like
Mm.
when looking at the industry, like looking at you working with Gamigo now, it really seems like you're having a great time. So like why
Yes.
do you think that like working why and this is for everyone, huh? Like why do you think that like working in this industry like kind of builds that camaraderie of like oh you're a game dev, okay, cool, or nga na ba, like why do you think that it builds that type of camaraderie compared to like just working a normal job? Because let's be honest here, like as game devs we're also just sitting on our desks, doing our own thing. And then I know like it's I guess it's closely connected because it's one person does the art, one person does this, one person does that. It's very closely connected, but at the end of it all, it's still the same setup. Like we're still in our desk, we're still doing our own thing, facing the screens almost 8 hours a day. But why is the camaraderie different from like a normal BPO where like there's also kind of doing the same thing, just looking at their desk? So why do you think it? Why is there that type of brotherhood as a game dev,
Yeah.
or like when you're in this industry, or is it just Cebu because it's so small?
I don't know. In my old job before, I had like my friends who are like my college friends and who are like my barkada. Really, I worked with them, so I know them. But other people who I've worked with, you really don't get to know them because let's say in the call center, you're just there to maybe talk about something, but there's not really a connection to the point like, you know what? Yeah, I like the same things you like. Unlike here in Gamigo when I first started, or even now, I can see like everyone as family at this point. It's very different because we have the same things that we like. One, because since I also like gaming, most of us here like gaming too. And it stems off from gaming, then cards, then other things that you would think that, oh, you know what, if I met this guy somewhere, I would still be his friend just because of how similar we are. And I guess it's also because the game dev industry in Cebu is small,
It's not.
but it's also timing lang yun na everyone is the same. Like most of us in especially in Gamigo, we're the same. We have the same interests, we have the same likes. Some of us now, some of our like friends are now outside, and well, actually they're probably home, but they went out. So I never really did that with my other than with my friends, but like with my coworkers, I never really went out with them, never really watched a movie with them. Unlike with people in Gamigo, like Kanisala, they're really my friends, and I can say that they're really family. Okay, I would prefer like going out with them. I would go out with them good. I would watch movies with them. I would karaoke with them. I would eat with them, like drink. I would do everything with them. Okay, lingaw good. It's different. It's fun, and I don't know. Maybe blessed lang sad ko because the connection is there instantly. So dali lang. I felt very welcomed when I came in. Maybe because nasa si Clint and I knew some of them already because of flesh and blood. Then I don't know. Maayos at kayo among HR because they picked people who they knew would jive bitaw. It's very hard to do that. Okay,
It
when
is.
when you work in other industries or any other company, yes, you're sitting down and yes, you get to talk to them, but what you're doing is really just what you're doing. It doesn't really affect anyone else.
Mm,
You're not. You
okay.
don't feel like a cog in the machine, basically.
Mm.
Yeah, like to
Mm,
kind of add to that, it's really weird. I'm gonna be on my like 1 year, 6 7 months. Gamigo.
Six.
Uh, eh, yes, yeah. Sorry, yeah. Basta 1.5 years, and like
Then
I don't know, like the culture is weird there. It's like positively weird. I feel
positively
so
weird.
uneasy. Yeah, like it is. I think said it's a big factor that's it's not work from home. I think it's a factor. I would say it's a factor.
Yes.
Um And then we have hobbies that we bring in the office that like that is outside of the job, right? Like we like they do the pickleball thing, but I don't do pickleball because that's mainstream.
Because it's
Um,
mainstream. Shut up, Clint.
because it's mainstream.
Goddamn.
But yeah, like I don't know, like yeah, it is weird. I feel uncomfortable that it is seemingly like very good so far. Like I don't know, maybe because I'm just paranoid. But yeah, like it has been kind of fun to like work in the office. Like it has been fun to work in the office. Yeah. And it is still it's I'm not saying we're not even work I'm not even saying that we're not working because we actually do have work. Like my God, like um there is work to do, but like it doesn't feel like it's not heavy on the when you like you're like somewhere like you're working somewhere and you hate working there, you're kind of just like
Mm.
regretting like almost every single day just staying there, but it doesn't feel that way for like yeah for Gumigo. So yeah, and yeah, also props good to our HR. Like they have really been like filtering like the red flags out.
Oh wow.
you know
That's very hard to do actually.
yeah.
Mm. Well, I guess like for me, like it's the same thing too. Like it's like because for like Capri, we're all remote. Like we work remotely, but we try to go out of our way to like meet every other 2 weeks or Marigana ba. And it doesn't feel like another team building with the company Marigana. It feels like okay, like I'm seeing my friends. Like I'm seeing my
Yeah.
friends. We're gonna hang out. Like that's how it feels when in theory, like technically we're also coworkers. Like we're even coworkers first, right? That's how it started. But then like I don't really feel that drag of like, oh my goodness, another lame ass team building right yeah, no, ba,
I
that
have
you
to
usually
show up
get
every
from like the
single day.
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I can
what do
hope
you
that
think then?
fits.
Like no, but for me, I don't know with the others, but like I'm speaking for me. You know, like, that's how it feels for me. Like, oh, I'm gonna see them again. Like it's exciting. But not like, oh, I'm gonna see my coworkers again. God damn it! Like I don't feel that way. So yeah, maybe it is a culture that like it's a camaraderie that we have because like subconsciously we know that like oh these people probably grew up liking the same things that we do. I mean they're in this industry, right? And then it's a very passion driven industry.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like we're subconsciously kind of because like we're like and it's just me I don't know why but like for me like growing up like we people like to be pa cool I guess like they're like oh like this guy is fucking weird because he's still like into these things and he's like fucking 14 or 15 or 16
Mainstream.
and then like so like I yeah, like you kind of build like a mental block in your head and where like, okay I have to be someone else when I'm talking to these people but because I know that like okay you guys are into games too so they probably have like the same experiences and growing up they probably like the same things that I like so I feel like subconsciously that probably like murag na take out na akong mental block and like okay I'm comfortable with these people and I don't know if that's a universal experience for all game dev staff members but that's how I feel. What do you think, Dane?
Probably not. I think it's more of a there. I mean, there's also the we call that the trauma bonding with the deadlines and the
Yeah.
difficult bugs. But then again,
Yeah.
I think it's also principle because I'm an avid hater of traffic, so that's why we are always fully remote, and we try to really make that work, even if it's not the most optimal most of the time. I know not most of the time, most optimal traditionally
I mean,
speaking.
I think work from home is very practical.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think being work from home's very very
But it's
practical.
also the reason why those monthly gatherings or bi-weekly gatherings that we have are very important because when we sit on a VC together for many hours, we don't see other people for many days. We eventually kind of forget that there's another person at the end of the screen, and we forget that they're our friends. So it's super important that we do the gatherings more often than the on-site people, right? Because
Mm.
Oh, I
it's
just
rare
wanted to
for
add
us.
today. Just I want to add like something today relevant to this topic. I think I think it's a big factor good of like Because you know how some people, like the ones that you have a difficult time working with, like if you like they if like for example like you're working on something and then you say something like, hey, like I don't think what you're working on is working, and then that person might not like the criticism or might feel defensive about it, and then they don't feel good about, I don't know, what's that, you can have that person, and I think like that type of person will not fit or last, like it's gonna be very difficult for them to really stay
Hmm.
in the industry or anything. Yeah, because I don't know, like I think like I know we're all passionate about our work, but we also kind of have to be objective with it.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, like yeah. So that's like you have to be okay with receiving feedback. I know like you're passionate about like your whole, role,
Yeah.
but you have to be okay with receiving
You
feedback.
also have to
That's
be you also have to be malleable enough to follow someone else's standards, because you're not the only one working, right?
mm, yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
Mm.
So
I think that's kind of difficult for some people, but if you've like been working with other people for like a long time, then that might end up eventually coming naturally. But that does make sense if
Mm.
you've been like working alone for a long time, like in freelance.
mm,
You work alone, you have a
mm,
client, but you're mostly isolated, I guess.
Mm.
yeah.
Well, like um but in terms of like your passion like bleeding into the work that you do, like like especially you, Clint, like your hobbies are very visual, and your work is very visual. So like, how do you ever like get any inspirations from what you do as a hobby, as your work as a game dev or as an artist, like especially when you're doing your clients' work, and have you ever had that moment where it's like, oh, I gotta step off a bit because this is too close to what I saw last night when I was playing Fab?
Uh, oh man, like I want to talk about this because like medyo I don't know. So like I started playing Fab for like 1.5 years. So like essentially I started last year February, and like I swear for the longest time I wouldn't even consider drawing my hobby.
Hmm.
Like I have not drawn anything. Like I put it out as a hobby. Like I swear to God, like when you if you're gonna ask me, Clint, like do you draw for fun? I'm like, no, I don't draw anymore. Cause
I
like
don't
for
draw for
me,
fun.
drawing is work, sculpting is work.
Hmm.
Like it's something that I do for work. Period. And then I got into Fab, which is like a hobby that I don't know how to explain it, but I'm sure Kevin will be able to like have this contribution. A normal hobby is like I'm gonna go play games. Let me go home, play 2 to 3 hours of my gaming as a hobby. But Fab is not like that. Fab is this weekly ritual where you go there, you meet with people, and then you play. You spend 4 or 5 hours with them, intense 4 or 5 hours with them playing the card game, and then after that, like you eat dinner with them, and then after that 2 3 months later you're like, hey, let's go to Jensen, let's go to Bacolod, let's go to Manila, right? Like it's not a hobby, it's like it's more than a hobby. And that, right, like going back to
It's
your
a
question,
lifestyle.
yeah,
It's a
it is
lifestyle.
like Kim, you
It's
can
like
vouch for me
pickleball.
when I say that.
It's like
Yeah,
pickleball.
it's a cult. Yeah, it's like it's not pickleball. Like, what's that? Fab is different that way, and because there was so much like emotional, social, and like personal investment on Fab, and like I got really invested into Fab, like the characters, the world in the game, like, and then the memories that I made, of course, big factor in that. Like I swear, like I bonded with with my Fab friends, my Fab people, and it just, as weird as it sounds, it kind of like ignited this, like it made me feel like so interested in the world again. It
Oh,
sounds so weird. Like I was so, I was so jaded with like game dev and like art and the industry, but like playing the TCG started inspiring me a lot again, and then that's why I started drawing again outside
oh.
of my work.
I see.
So it's so strange. It is so strange. It is very very strange. But yeah.
Mm,
That's pretty cool.
really? That's interesting. Does it ever make you
Difficult.
sad, like when you were at that point in your life where it's like, oh, drawing is just work now? Did that ever make you sad, or did you just really just separate and go like, you know what, fuck it, I don't care. Like drawing is just
Uh,
work. That's what I'm good at. I'll just do that to make money. I don't care.
when I was
Um,
in Pixel Mafia, I was with this small, it was with this group of friends. Like they were like my inner cluster of friends. Like, and it was the one thing we kept on complaining about.
bruh.
Like, we're not even doing art anymore. We're just producing things that they need us to do. You know, like
Uh-huh.
we we would complain about that, but it didn't make me sad. It sad's not the wrong word. It made me more mature into accepting it as it is.
It
And
jaded
again,
you.
Jaded is the
but
term.
again, it's not a bad thing. My God, like that's always what like that's always like the thing that like kind of mo trigger nako. Like before, like oh, like you're not passionate about it or you don't enjoy. Like no, I still enjoy it. Like you know when they tell me to design mounts for like our game that we're supporting, like for Rift and stuff. Like I still really like enjoying them. I still really love drawing and painting the mounts, but like like it's like I've learned to accept both sides that it is a hobby, not a hobby anymore. Sorry, but it's work. So yeah, like I've accepted
Mm.
that. It's
So
so
you're saying that like there was a specific moment in your life where it's like, okay, like I guess I'm just gonna draw for work now.
Mhm.
Like, is that was there a
yes,
specific,
yes,
yeah, like you had a
yes.
like, okay,
Uh,
I'm just gonna draw for work now.
yes. Uh, This oh my god, I just talked about this like in my talk on PGDX, but after Red Trident, right? And Red Trident did not work out because of a funding problem. Like it was a money problem. So my knee-jerk reaction to Red Trident not working out was proving that my art could make money, which transitioned to me freelancing really, really like kanang super nanning freelance for like a period of time until I got sick of it. And then that's where it kind of like, man, the faster I am with my sculpts. If I deliver 10 sculpts a day, I earn 10 times more money. And that's where it kind of like it kind of changed my perspective on like my art. It's like that it's that there's something someone's paying for, and if I do it 10 times faster, they will pay me 10 times more.
Mhm.
Diba? So that proved a lot of things on
Mm,
me emotionally, mentally, and yeah.
mm. Well, like I guess like it's very similar to like what like earlier in the stream where like Kevin kind of mentioned Namurag. He was doing a review on something and he kind of stopped for a while and realized like, wait a minute, I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. Like I'm not even into this, but I'm talking about it. Like, was that also the specific moment for you, Kevin, where it's like, what the hell? This isn't art for me anymore. Like this is just posting content to post the content. You know? Was that the realization that you had because of that? Like, was there a specific video, or was it like a cluster of all the videos you do, yeah, or all the content you've put out forcefully that kind of went like, okay, that made you realize, okay, like this isn't even for me anymore. It's just for the views.
Yes, I think when I started accepting other tech that wasn't like mechanical keyboard stuff, that's where it hit me. I'm like, I can't do this. I don't. I mean, I'm going to try. Like as I said, I'm going to try doing more content. But at that point, I was like, no, I can't. I really can't. I need a break because I've been doing content like months on end now, and I'm still not going anywhere with the stuff that I'm doing. So I need a break. That's where
Did you
that's where it
did,
made me. Yeah, that's where it made me
did,
like fuck this. No, I'm gonna stop.
did you ever like realize like did you ever have the thought of like, oh, I want to do this full time? Like I don't want to do corporate jobs anymore. I don't want to sit in an office. I want to do this full time, just make content. Like, was that not like a big motivator for you to like just keep on going, or like it's not like that's really like you're happy with like separating content creation as a hobby to like your normal corporate job?
I think that's the reason why it also made me stop because I was doing it full time. I was doing it full
Mm,
time for like a year or something, a year and something. and it never led to anywhere. I mean, yes, I did get monetized. I was able to work with brands. I was able to travel because of going to different shows and stuff. But I wasn't happy, and I wasn't like if financial at the financial standpoint, I wasn't really happy. I wasn't earning as much as I thought I would going full time, and yeah, I think that's also one factor that made me like, no, I need to stop. But now, since I have like a full time job again, I have hobbies now other than doing this. Probably when I would redo my content, it would be more of a place of fun. It'll be fun now. It won't be stressful because I'm not trying to to make ends meet with this. I can literally go back and just like, I'm just going to enjoy it. I'm just going to go for the ride. If the video pops off, then okay. If it doesn't, then I mean, it wouldn't really hurt me anymore because I'm not really try. I'm still going to try. I'm still going to try making the best script, whatever. But it wouldn't really affect me to the point like, oh shit, I have so little views now, so I won't be able to get like the amount of dollars that I need to, blah 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 or whatever.
Mhm.
For what irks me, like for me is like, like a pet peeve for me is um lifestyle content creators. I hate them like so bad, like the ones that go like get ready for me, I'm not a fan of that. So wait, because because I'm like, as a content creator, you need to make content, like you need to do something, like there needs to be a niche. Like you need to show me that there's something interesting.
Uh,
Like don't just like show me snippets of you like getting fucking coffee or something. And it's so lazy. But sadly, that's the type of content that works now. so,
Yeah.
so
Sadly,
I
it's
want
like
to
like
feel that.
journey with me.
yeah,
let's
like
do
again,
that.
like I'm like, and then like it's like you get those B-rolls of them in their underwear, and then they're gonna change, and then after they're gonna go get coffee, and then they're gonna go hang out with their friends and shit, and
This is the
that's
type
all
of
their
shit you
content
want
is. Like
to.
it annoys me. What?
This is the type of shit that comes out of your feed, Ruben.
No, 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 no.
Unfortunately for you, it's racist reels for me.
No, 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 it's not. It's not. It's not. But like like in my other freelancing job, I do have to deal with those people, and it's really annoying. Um, it's really annoying, and I find it very. You know what? Cancel me all you want, but
Ruben,
like
I
I
love
find it
how
very
unfiltered you
superficial.
are.
I
I love
find it
how
very
unfiltered you are.
superficial. Like I find it superficial. Like I don't give a shit about your 300 pesos matcha, okay? Like I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Like to be honest, like please, like do something interesting, okay? Like I don't care that you woke up at like 7 a.m. to go to the gym and stuff. Like, but wait, I'm
Female
going in circles.
mindset.
But like this is supposed to be like a this is supposed to lead to a question of like the transition of like it's quite clear to me that those people just like the attention. But then for you, Kevin, like as a content creator, like it takes a lot of work. Like you have to video edit, you have to shoot, you have to make B-rolls. You at some point you even have to sound design and color correct everything. Like at what aspect of content creation do you enjoy, and do you find the most like easing for you of like, oh, I can't wait to do this again?
Wait, first, Ruben, that was a very good transition. I love that. How you transition from so much hate. I love that.
Clickable.
I love that. But yeah, so um I think it's when I'm doing the B-roll. I think I really like doing that. I hate editing, especially when I'm looking at myself and I'm listening to my voice. I'm like, God damn, I have to do this for a week or like a few days. At most a week of just me talking. Then I have to cut it out because it doesn't make sense. And I have to do it again. But I think doing the B-roll and doing the photography side, I really love that. That's what I really enjoy. Scripting is okay, but it's not the best. It's not the best part of me of the content creation process. It's the B-roll, it's the final thing. I also have this very weird thing when I would do content creation. So on the day of me finishing content creation, or on the video I'm finishing up, I don't take a shower until I'm done. So when I wake up, I don't do anything else. I just go to my desk and I just edit. and I know that it's done, about to be done because I'm not gonna take a shower. Then when I take a shower, I'm like, it's done.
It is
It's such a
done.
very my
Finally.
wife's. I don't know. My wife said it was a very weird like thing I do before I would release a video. Then when I know it's done, then I'm fresh and everything. I'm freshened up and everything. But yeah.
Mm.
The
How
shower
about
is the
you, Clint?
reward.
Yeah, the shower is the
I don't make,
reward.
Oh, you, Clint.
I don't make videos.
Oh, well, you
I don't like
Oh,
editing
you said you're
videos.
gonna make bread and videos. Go on,
bread
say it.
No,
videos.
no, no, no. That
Bread
was
videos. Let's go. But yeah, like for yeah, that's the thing. Like see, like you can really see like there are people who are genuinely interested in content creation just for the love of the game, you know,
Mm.
like it's just for the love of the game, and you can really see it through their content. Like it's not
Get
like
ready
you can
with
really
me.
see them like okay, this is an original idea. Like wow, this is actually engaging. Wow, you know, it's like
Wow, get ready with me.
well,
Get
like you know,
coffee
like the
with me
get
right
ready with
now.
me, like the fucking get ready with me people. It's like it's just the same shit. Like oh, they probably have it templated in like a fucking CapCut or some shit, you know. And then they use like a trendy music. Like it's so annoying. It's so annoying. But
You're such
like
a hater, Ruben.
Ruben's a
You're
hater.
such a
That's
hater.
wrong.
no, it's such a
No,
breath of
Clint, you're
fresh
just a
air.
hipster.
Like I gotta say, Kevin, like it's a breath of fresh air because like I sometimes I have to watch these videos, right? Like
I know.
for
Too, too.
because of other work, and then like especially this week, like I watch your videos and so it's like a chaser. Your videos are like the chaser because like before
Thank you.
before we meet with our guests, like I try to stalk them. So I used your videos as chaser. I was like, oh, finally quality content that I don't
Finally,
like. It's not
quality.
slop. Like
Thank you.
it's not slop, you know. It's not another get ready with me or like get ready with me. What's like the new thing? Like get ready with me on a solo date or some bullshit like that. Like finally, it's not anything like that. Like Jesus.
You know what, Ruben? Just for you, I'm gonna do that video just for you. One
Yeah,
video.
I also
What?
want to do
Get
that.
yeah, get ready with me as I go to my game dev job. 4
Nah, nah,
events.
nah, dude. What the fuck,
A
dude?
day in the life in a game there.
Nah, nah.
Day in the life of a game dev.
See,
I'm
like
just
stuff like
following
that,
Clint
that like it's
around.
interesting. It's okay because it's a niche, but like the get ready with me, it's literally like it's mostly like nepo babies who have nothing better to do but to get matcha and do Pilates with their friends. Like
Oh
I'm just
no.
saying,
Oh, yo!
I'm just
It's very
saying,
specific.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, I'm just saying.
But you know, like they do make money. So like,
People
yeah,
watch
Yeah.
that shit.
they, yeah,
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 and
people
like
do.
People watch that shit.
sometimes it's like
They
it's because like the people that do that, they're just like physically attractive, and then they have the simps who are
Ah, the
willing to
fucking
like kiss
sis,
their
man.
feet. You know.
Yeah,
Oh, the
I guess
black
so.
water.
I guess so. But like, I don't know. It's just and not only that. Like when and this is still content creation related, so it counts as a topic, okay? But like, not only that, like, it really makes me think, Namarag, what happens when you guys are like fucking 50? Are you still gonna be doing this? Like, what happens when you guys are like
yeah.
45 or something? Are you guys still gonna be doing this? Like, are you kidding
Yeah,
me? Like,
day
nga na ba? Like, no, yeah, sorry,
day
go
of a life of
Kevin.
a 45-year-old. No, no, I'm saying it's a day of a life of
So
a
like
45-year-old.
so
Every year
every
it just
year they just
increases.
Hey, yo!
Yeah,
25.
from sleeping from 8 hours a day to like 3 hours a fucking day. So I don't know what you want.
But like the sustainability isn't there. Like if you look at it in a business sense, like when you're 40, are you gonna be doing this still?
Wait,
Like come on.
I'm just wait, Ruben. Maybe there is something deep down inside you that wants to be this kind of content creator, because
Of
there's a
course,
lot of
dude. I
hate.
don't want to get up in the morning and get
Yeah.
yelled at Australian clients. I want to get up in the morning, get my matcha, go to the gym, and
And
then
run
that's it.
around.
Bro, it's
I'm
ridiculous.
jealous, dude. And then don't forget like the 8 p.m. pickleball session with my girlies or some bullshit like that, dude. Like, of course I want to do that. Of course I'm jealous, dude. I'm jealous.
But
I'm.
they do that shit and they get money.
Damn.
What is
What is
this stuff? Yeah, of course I'm jealous, you know. So, but yeah, like, but I will say that like it's actually like did you circling back to proper content creation, do you have any inspirations for the way that you produce your content, Kevin?
Legendary
I
Rocky
look at
man.
other keyboard creators, but I try to be as the word unique as possible,
Mm.
even though it's not. So one other content I started doing before I stopped making content was doing ASMR. I was very late in the game, but it was very fun to do because just had everyone in the house shut up for a bit for like a good hour, and you're just like doing this to your keyboard, like just for it to make a sound. It's so stupid, but it works. People watch it. I don't know why. I just unbox something and like just hearing the cutter cut. I'm like, okay, people like it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. People like lifestyle content too, and I don't know why. So things work for
Yeah, look
different
at Clint.
people.
Yeah, Clint loves that shit. Hipster shit.
Hipster shit.
Mainstream shit.
But like
Mainstream
that's the
shit.
thing that's what makes for me like that like the way I see it, like compared to like other tech YouTubers, like that's what makes it really unique. Like Kevin, like it's very lo-fi. Like it's very lo-fi. Like it's something that I could like put on the other side of my screen and just like watch while I do my work. You know, it's not like
Thank you.
it's
That means
not
a lot.
like yeah, and it's not like made na kanang it's not made for the people with low attention spans. Like it's really something that you have to pay attention to, which I think sorry, Clint's
Drop the names. What other tech
chat.
YouTubers?
This
No,
is
but I'm just saying, like it's like how like when you talk about media now, it's like oh like this is just made so that people can doom scroll it, or this movie is just made so people can like clip farm it and then after put it as a reel. Like Marikina ba? Like your content is not like that. Like it's very I like that like it's very lo-fi, it's very slow paced. It's like so like yeah, it's I can really see like when you produce your content, it's like you don't really it's not really of the intention of it going viral, if that makes sense.
no. Yeah, as
But
much I just like doing content for the sake of doing content. Like before I went like full time, I just like to
mm,
do content to raise awareness for keyboards, to make people know like yeah, this you can get into the hobby for 1,000, 2,000 pesos and you're good. You don't have to have like the very expensive ones. So yeah, it started off from that.
mm.
And also I wanted to buy keyboards to trick my wife into letting me buy keyboards.
How did you even get into that? Like it's such a niche, you know. Like it's like when you were like 6, did you just press a keyboard and you're like, oh, this is nice. Like, how did you get into that? Like I gotta ask because like it's very specific. Like it's a very specific like it's not like a video game where like oh like even when I go to Toys R Us I can try out Mario Kart. Like that can already be a barrier of entry, right?
Oh,
Like what for you? What is the barrier of entry for a keyboard, especially for someone who like you, did you discover it on your own? How did that go? How did that work?
Um, it started when I was in Dubai. Funnily enough, I like playing. Yeah, we're all gamers, so I like to play games. So I played like Counter Strike, and I wasn't really good at it too. I just played it. I played Skyrim. I played a lot of games. Then I was like, I need this keyboard, just for the heck of it. I was walking around. Me and my wife were walking around at the mall, and I was like, I need this kind of keyboard. I need this. It sounds so good. Look at this. It's a cherry blue. It's so clicky. I love clicky keyboards. At that time, that was me circa 2015. So then when we came home 2016, I joined CMKE, Cebu Mechanical Keyboards. I did not have a keyboard at all. I wasn't able to buy my first mechanical keyboard until 2017. That's when I got married, and I asked my wife during my birthday, like, "Love, can I buy a keyboard? It's only 2.5." And at that time, it was very expensive. 2.5 for a keyboard that didn't have hot swappable switches and shit like that was already cheap, but also expensive. Because right now you can get a keyboard for 1.8 or 2,000 that's already, you can remove the switches, you can customize it to whatever you want it to be. So it started from there. Then I started meeting the community. Then I fell in love with how everyone was so passionate about it. Then I started tinkering with it, and and again, as I mentioned earlier, I love customizing. So making the thing my own, I started to learn how to paint the keyboard itself, the case, and I started to match it with the switches or match it with the keycap set or whatever. So yeah, that I think the main reason I started because I gamed, I stayed longer because of the community, and I'm probably gonna stay because of customizability, just because I can make it my own. That's it. That's I
Mm.
think that's I know. Clint says that he doesn't understand it because he's a hater and hates everything, but he even hates free run, by the way. So
Yo, because
see,
it's mainstream.
It's okay.
because it's mainstream, he
Because it's
says.
mainstream.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sorry. I
yeah,
know you
that's
guys
what
think
I'm saying.
weird.
I mean, Himmel would be okay with that. Look at this. Wait, who did this? Was this Skin? Oh no, sorry.
Oh, no, that's me. That's my shot.
The shot.
It's a toy photography shot.
This
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, he's really good. Like he's really good. Like
No, I'm
I
not.
did
Thank
like
you, but thank you.
what do you use as the backgrounds? Like I'm wondering like what do you use? Like do you 3D print your backgrounds? What backdrop do you use?
I use a screen. I have another monitor and I use it,
Oh.
but I have something like this. One second.
So waiting for Kevin. Let's talk about lifestyle vlogs.
Ah,
Nah.
what
So I have
lifestyle
something like
vlog?
this. This is just a printed board.
Oh.
It's just printed, and I asked my wife to
Oh.
help me with this. So yeah, I just use that and I use a screen to emulate like a city or whatever. And
The
then
mood.
yeah, just I think it also helps that my lens. I love my lens. My lens is a 90 mm macro, so it kind of carries all of my photography stuff.
Have you ever considered getting into stop motion?
I tried, but I don't have. I mean, I am patient, but not that patient. It's gonna take so long. I'm not gonna do it.
But you see that like you see those like fig talk content, right? Where like it doesn't even count as stop motion, but like they just like move it like the
They're just
movements
doing
like
it.
yeah like working on that lang. I'm like okay, it's kind of cool, but it's not stop motion there. Working on that, ba? So
Yeah, it's like a start for stop motion. It's the
yeah,
start
it's like
technically. Yeah.
it's like a storyboard for stop motion. If you actually want to do stop motion, like that's what you would use. But
Yeah.
it's still cool, Raman.
Yeah.
You've never like on besides besides your hobbies for keyboards, like you've never ever thought of like getting into other hobbies professionally, like even toy photography and stuff. I know it's popping off now. Maybe years ago it didn't, but like now, like I think people are kind of turning that into their full-time jobs. Like you've never considered that.
I did during the time when I was still learning toy photography, like that year. I made another YouTube channel. I'll link it here. It's just about toy photography. I mean I review the toy, but I also do like toy photography shit afterwards.
Mm.
But I don't know. Maybe I'm ADHD or something, or I don't know. I just stopped. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do this. I'm already doing keyboard shit. I don't want to monetize something else that I love doing.
That's good.
Maybe if someone would ask me to like do a shot for them, I would open up commissions for that. But that's very niche, and because people usually are able to do the stuff that I'm able to do, so it's
Mm.
very hard to monetize it. For me, I think, unless if you're in the
Mm.
U.S. or in Manila.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. But I definitely have like one more question for both of you because like yeah I think it's time to wrap up. It is getting late, and yeah I'm sure you guys had a long day. I think you guys just came from the office, so so yeah. But just one more question like for both of you. I'd love to get both of your perspectives. Like what's one misconception from people about that people have about making games, like both from like in an artist standpoint and the that people expect you to answer as a community manager. Maybe we can start, Clint.
I need to think. because I need like a minute to like think, because that's
No, I can start if you want because I've had this before you asked this. I had this on my mind because someone had a very stupid thing earlier today in the community. But yeah, so for me is people think just because we have the games, we can change whatever we want from the games right there. Like earlier, like yeah, we have a problem with the server. Yeah, just turn off the server, turn it
Just
off
turn
and turn
on
it
the
on again.
server.
I'm like, wow, thank you so much. I didn't think of that today. Or like, yeah, we lost a couple of items. Can you give back the items?
Fa.
Uh, yeah, sure, I'll give the items back. I can spawn it in front of you. Or like, this one, it really irked me. Like, yeah, sorry, I was being a bit stupid. I accidentally bought something off of the market, and apparently I don't like it. Can I have a refund? Uh, no,
Wow.
I'm not Steam. I can't do that for you. I mean, they think it's easy just because we have control of the games or we have like access to the devs and everything. They think it's very easy. That's what I see from how the community handles or like how the community talks about certain issues we have during the day. From server stuff, from refunds to whatever. They think it's easy to process, it's easy to tinker with. I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're looking at that perspective, if you're just a gamer and you really don't know what's in the gaming industry, then you'd probably think it was easy too. But it really ticks me off sometimes. Like, yeah, sure, I'll turn
Yeah,
off the server. It's just like right behind me. There's a button right here. I'll just reset it for you.
I got one. People think multiplayer is
see, go
very
ahead.
easy just because there's a lot of multiplayer games now. It's so bad because like
Yeah.
they're expecting Haphazard Angel to be multiplayer, but then previously we were only remote player, right? So that's why they have a lot of complaints.
Mm.
And other players are saying that the devs are simply incompetent just because it's not multiplayer. Bro, we don't have the money or
Yeah,
time
that
to
pisses
do
me off.
that
Oh
shit.
my god.
And they
I
would
Yeah.
never
I
know.
hate it when
Uh,
people say that.
to kind of like answer your question, Ruben, the number one good nako is that when people just assume that we're like stupid, like like we don't know what we're doing, or like we're making decisions off the whim because we feel like it. Like that's the that's my number one like onion in whatever situation it is. Like sometimes like I would listen to people complain about a game, which is valid. Like it's valid to complain about the game, but then when the topic becomes about how stupid the devs are, it's always kind of like I don't know. Like it's just such a weird like kanang because like unless you're actually there to experience what's going on, you wouldn't even know like what actually is going on, right? And there's
Yeah.
just so much things that's going on that like that factors into whatever you are complaining about. So that the mere assumption that we're just lazy or we're stupid or we're incompetent, yeah, that's probably like the biggest like misconception about yeah.
Hmm. Well, that's good luck with that. You guys
There's
are gonna
gonna
go
be
back in the office on Monday.
there's
So
gonna be more of that. And we're probably gonna see that a lot of that sooner, man. Once the game
yeah,
dev goes out.
probably. So
They will never stop the multiplayer thing, by the way. They'll keep on repeating that again and again and again until
Yes.
you give it to them.
And
Oh my
That's what
god.
they
yeah.
do for the other game. Yeah, it's crazy.
Steam reviews, like when they try the game out and then they don't like it or it's not their type of game and then they just like downvote it to hell, you know.
yeah.
That's
So
also
annoying.
like it's,
Or they don't read anything. They don't read
Yeah,
what the game is about. And then they downvote it.
it's
just
crazy.
like downvote or 1 star and then the comments like meh.
I
Very
know.
useful
That's so
comment, man.
yeah, thank you for being very helpful. Thank you. We can turn off the servers now for you. God damn.
Yeah.
Roy is saying this game's still alive. That's actually true, Roy. That's also a very big pet peeve. This game's still alive.
and and to add what Dane says, like yeah, like for me, like personally, like when people were complaining about like how oh, like we kind of suck, okay, or like the devs are lazy now, okay, we don't have online multiplayer. Like for me, it kind of like it was kind of sad for me. Okay, I'm never really I'm not really into online games, and like I'm not into online games, and it's kind of interesting, Namrag. We're at that point in the industry where it's like, oh, this isn't even like this is an expectation now. Like
Mm.
you can't just have a simple couch co-op
You can't have a
game.
couch
You can
co-op
play with your
nowadays.
brothers or your brother or your friends or something. Like Marag, not a good expectation, and it puts a lot of pressure on us, Namrag. There needs to be multiplayer, otherwise it'll be successful.
When
And
the front page literally has couch co-op, they try the game, see no online multiplayer, and then complain like, fuck. But we really decided to go with multiplayer because it unlocks like larger audience. So it's a decision we made anyway.
mm,
But yeah, some people just don't see the other side of it, and it's whatever. Something you have to deal
Yeah.
with.
mm. And yeah, if you guys like, so that's the end. If you guys wanna give something a shout out on your pages, Kevin, or anything you're working on, Clint, feel free to do so. We'll give you guys the time. We'll clip it and we'll post it again. So yeah, I'll give you guys a room.
Uh,
Go,
you go
Clint.
first.
Go,
I don't
sir.
have it.
No, sir. You go first, Mr. Clint.
Mr.
Boss, man.
Clint, Mr.
What the
Cebu.
fuck? I don't really have anything to
Mr.
shout out.
Cebu.
So what the fuck? Yeah, I don't have anything to shout out for. Yeah, like I just want to thank Capri, I guess, for inviting Kevin and I here, and yeah, and then everyone who dropped by the stream, and I don't know, yeah, that's really all. I don't have anything to promote. I don't have anything to-
We are very happy that you ended up because the last stream was a
Such an
long while
amazing
ago,
person.
right? The last stream was
Sorry,
for
Dane.
the last stream was for the 3D thing, right?
His
More
wrap
than a
up.
year ago.
Yeah,
His
for
wrap
me,
up.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
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 But
It's
I'm
great to have
trying
you
to
back.
get like yeah, yeah. I'm actually like I think this is really fun for me, said, and like I just know my last interaction with like the Capri stream was the one with. Never mind. I don't want to talk about it here
The
because
one
like it
with
was
what?
it was about the. Let me just.
He's typing it.
That was my last interaction with it.
Yo,
Oh, I
the
see.
F. Another influencer, huh? One of
Yeah, but
those,
yeah,
huh?
yeah, Kev, you can go promote your stuff, or whatever it is that you want to
Yeah.
shout out.
Thank you, Sir Clint, for letting me promote. No, joking. Cappy, thank you so much for having us here. And we really enjoyed. I hope you guys kind of enjoyed us, like we're talking and stuff. I know
We
it,
learned a
it took a
lot.
bit longer. Thank you, Satkayo, for giving us the opportunity to talk. Just want to shout out my wife who's been watching the stream the whole time. Thank you, love, for being here. I love you. Also
Hi,
to
Claire.
my friends to everyone in Gamigo, from my boss Jeannie, to Laura, to Steph, to everyone in Gamigo, to all our friends there, Andre, Wiwi, of course, Roy, and everyone who's been
Right
in
here.
with us, who's been through the trenches with us every day as we fight tooth and nail for everything. Kev's talking shout outs now because I have to give. Oh, okay. Apparently he has to stop giving. But yeah, and if you're interested in toy photography, you can follow me in Facebook and Instagram. It's Kev N Collect. I do toy photography shots as often as I can. I did one 2 weeks ago, so I'll do another one hopefully soon. Then I am going to start my content back, hopefully within the month of August before I do other stuff. So you can check out Kev and Tech as my YouTube page and also on my Facebook page. Thank you so much, and also shout out to our team for Fab Team Only Fabs.
Only
Uh,
fans.
those are our family and also the ones that play with us the most, teach us a lot about flesh and blood. We wouldn't be able to travel without them because we wouldn't be as good or as decent. I would say me as like okay as an okay player without them. So
Yeah. And
thank you so much,
Hell yeah.
by the
and
way,
do shout
forgot to
out.
mention, for the nationals here in the Philippines, someone from Cebu won. right?
Yeah. What our teammate won from Cebu.
Gotta-
Alec
Yeah, like I mean,
Esteves,
yeah, that's nationals. You know,
national level. The first time
yeah.
someone outside from Manila won the national
Someone-
championship. And
Mhm.
he's also
Yeah.
I think the youngest one to do it.
Oh wow,
He's still 21.
that's great.
Yeah,
He's still very young.
the prodigy, and he's single,
He's a
and
prodigy.
he's looking to
Oh.
mingle.
What are you
Bro,
doing, Clint?
catching strays.
But yeah, I think that, yeah, I'm good.
That was good. Thank you.
All right. So again, thank you guys for watching. For Kevin and Clint for dropping by, giving us your insights, listening to our tangents. We really appreciate all the views, all the engagement that everyone's been giving, and we really appreciate our guests. So stay tuned for the next one. And again, thank you for dropping by, and don't forget to subscribe,
Subscribe.
like and
Kevin Zach.
subscribe, everybody.
Kevin Zach.
And don't forget to most importantly, wish list Haphazard Angel. Thank you very much.
Hazard Angel.
Bye, guys.
By the way,
Thank you, everyone.
very recent
Oh,
news,
sorry.
but we got. I'm very proud that we got featured in one of the Hololive's VTubers, Shiori Novella. So we were really starstruck when this happened. This is small, and yeah, hopefully soon we'll have more. We'll have more announcements ramping up later on. And yeah, I think that's it.
Yay. Woo! Thank you guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.